Thanks for the help for clearing my empties. Check out JT the Watcher's date night. Vote for Joey. See, now, this is, yeah, Joey for president. Thank you, Kinky, for playing.
Thank you for playing.
Thank you for tipping
Later,
the
Kinky.
show. I will see you at Hackamania.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Date Night with JT, episode 19, The Pissgate Saga. Tonight we will be rediscovering the fallout from DabbleCon 2023 as Kevin Dumbfuck tries to save face amongst the Dabbleverse. Tonight we have videos from Kevin himself being interviewed by Granny, a short clip from Insufferable Bastards podcast, a little segment from Be Dabbling Live, episode 13, I believe, and special collection from the Ski Mask Media Collective. I think special shout out there to Zombie 24/7 and Stevie Lou for help grabbing some content tonight. And before we kick everything off here, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. There is a supertip.gg/JT. There you would find some custom voices I made specifically for this show, and image tips are available and all that crap. There is no banned words or anything on theirs. I really don't care. Have fun, knock yourself out. You can also follow me on X at JT the Watcher and email jtthewatcher@gmail.com. And there are also memberships on this channel now, all starting at $1.99, and that gets you everything. I just recently put up a bunch of stuff from Hackmania, some of the behind the scenes rehearsals, I guess you could call them, that we did for Tukey Soup. And just yesterday, I think we premiered the Tukey Soup live watch along with Cardiff. That is currently still available for everybody, and I think sometime tomorrow I'll put that also behind the paywall. But you'll find some other cool stuff there if you're into it. And also want to give a special shout out to the real ones, the watchers. That's the ones that help keep the lights on here at Date Night Studios. They're the special $3.99 tier. Shout out to, all right, Darth Nugs, Graham Wellington, Steph Renee, Michigan Tim, Trigger, Backdoor Benji, Kinky Loco, The Ghost of Mr. P, Tukey Sock Account, Hunter Duke, and Flashy Vic. Thank you guys for all the support. Greatly needed here. Yeah, so where we left off last week, we kind of did like a brief summary recap of the first DabbleCon, and the one major story coming out of it was, of course, the whole Kevin Dumbfuck pissing on OJ's jeans. You can see there in the little thumbnail there on the screen a picture of from DabbleCon 2 when OJ showed up, supposedly with said pair of jeans, and displayed them all for the crowd to see. Now, sorry here, folks. Now tonight, we're gonna start off with it's gonna be a lot of Kevin Dumbfuck, and there's a good thing and a bad thing to it. The good thing is, this will be the last time we probably ever mention Kevin Dumbfuck, to be honest with you. Following this whole fiasco, he kind of disappeared. He did reappear a few months back, I believe, on Uncle Jack's show. Yeah, he popped up for a little bit, but ever since then, he kind of just feathered away. I guess that's a good thing, bad thing, I don't know. But we're going to definitely dive into all that here tonight. But we're going to kick it off here, as we do. This video comes courtesy of Zombie 24/7. Now, about like a month and a half ago, I think I mentioned Kevin Dumbfuck, the whole Pissgate shit. And I got an email from this person saying, hey, I got this video from, it's actually from Kevin's old YouTube channel, the Why Do I Podcast channel. It's currently deactivated. There's no videos. You can't find any of that stuff. But Zombie 247 was somehow came about. He had a recording of an interview. God damn it. An interview that Kevin did on his show by Granny. Now, we all know Granny from a couple, what was it, 2 weeks ago now? Hackmania was. You know, Granny, aka Granny Loves Anal. Sorry, I dropped my notes. He did with Latanya. I think you all know that whole story by now, I'm sure. Well, 3 years ago, Granny kind of had his own little thing going, and him and Kevin, I guess, were they friends or acquaintances, I think. But a few days following DabbleCon back in 2023, on February 9th. Now, DabbleCon was the 3rd and 4th, so this was about 5 days post DabbleCon. There definitely people had definitely had a lot of questions about what happened, and Kevin kind of wanted to give his side of the story, so he brought Granny on to help him out, basically, like interview him. So we're gonna check that out. Now, this is about a 30-minute video. It's not the whole interview. There was a section after this that we're gonna watch later. I think they started taking phone calls, and Carlos was one of the callers, which we will cover when we get to the next video, by Carlos himself. And then later we're gonna watch Be Dabling live, which I think last week we watched an episode following this DabbleCon, and OJ gave his side of the story. This one might touch up on a little bit of that stuff, but not too much. So, again, this was from February 9th, 2023, courtesy of Zombie 247. Now, I did cut out, there was like a 5-minute intro in which Kevin always played that song, the Good Boy Phone, the Naughty Boy Phone song. Horrendous. Thank you.
And hello. We are back. Or I am back with the one and only Granny. Welcome, Granny.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Surprisingly, I'm sure to many out there, I'm just dandy. I'm finally recovered from DabbleCon. I can talk again. My throat's not on fire. But I'm sure we have something interesting to talk about tonight. So.
Oh yeah. There's some heat in the air, if you will. It might be ammonia based. But yeah, there is a lot to talk about tonight, a lot to unravel, if you will. And I might just piss on something myself.
Nice. Oh, well, cheers to that. I'm sure everybody wants to see me nice and sober, but that's definitely not going to happen. So cheers.
I'll take 2 for you. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, so I know you said that I'd be leading in here a little bit, so let's start with the beginning. The flight over. I know it was a lot of preparation. Did you have a good flight over? No,
I wanted to turn around and go home. That's how bad it was.
Why?
So it was 2 flights. There was a connecting. The first flight, which was the longer of the 2, went fine. Then I had like a 3-hour layover or something. The second flight. So as we're getting ready to leave to go fly into Rochester.
Now, last week we listened to El Horrible kind of did like a little side of his story, and originally him and Kevin were actually going to be like on the same flight out to Rochester, but El Horrible at the last minute decided to change his to an earlier flight, and he was very thankful for that because come to find out, Kevin had a little bit of air travel issues.
They get like they got a weather hold. So there's not gonna be any clear weather when you get there. And I'm texting OJ, my then producer, and he's going, it's clear as fuck here.
Yes, for those of you that don't know, whenever Kevin Dumbfuck mentions his producer, he's referring to Agnostic John.
But I guess, they're trying to plan out by the time you get there and all that. And so they had us wait on the ground for like an hour and a half. Then they finally said, okay, time to take off. We got there. Okay, we took off, literally got to Rochester. You can see like on the little map where it shows the airplane. We got to Rochester and then just made a right and then went to Newark because when the time we got to Rochester, the weather was shit. We didn't have enough fuel to just hang out and wait. So go to Newark. Landed giant fucking airport Newark, which takes forever to fucking taxi everywhere. We gotta wait to get fuel. We gotta wait to get clearance to take off. So then finally we get to Rochester, where I get to Rochester. I'm livid. I don't even want to be there. I fucking, finally meet OJ, and it was a terrible fucking day out there. Terrible.
All right, so you're frustrated at this point.
Yeah, I hate traveling.
What we're gonna basically get is kind of like Kevin's whole account of DabbleCon. prior to this, since he returned home, he claimed that he was sick for a few days. So this is his first public appearance.
Hate being on an airplane. My back's all fucked up. I was on an airplane for like an extra 5 hours, you know?
Yeah.
Then I should have been.
Yeah.
Extra than I should have been. So
Were drinks involved?
I mean, not excessive, just a little bit of vodka here and there, just kind of like, you know, make the time go by. A lot of podcasts, and I downloaded some shit on Hulu that I was watching on my phone.
What were you watching on Hulu?
Some Bob's Burgers and It's Always Sunny.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a good combo.
Yeah, okay.
So, all right, the fucking flight sucks. And now, full disclosure, I was in Discord and OJ popped in and said he was waiting in a parking lot and saw somebody vomiting, and he was waiting on you, which it was pretty late at that point.
Yeah, no, and I was, so if it weren't for OJ waiting for me the whole time, I would have just been like, this sucks. It's not that big of a deal. But when I made a big point for him to get there on time, for him to make sure he didn't get stuck in traffic or anything, and then for me to be like 5 hours late, not through any fault of my own, but just that's how the world works. That gave me so much more anxiety because I felt like shit. I was just like, the fuck, man. Like, I really made a big deal about, like, let's plan this out. Let's make sure neither of us are just waiting around. But what can you do?
Citizen M, alcoholism is not funny. You're absolutely right.
Yes, alcoholism is definitely not funny. But real quick here. Thank you, Anonymous. Wow, I could see why Little Lemmy had children. Fast forward 4 years, and the dude is fucking trannies for money with rotten teeth. Well, like I said, this was February 2023. So it's about 3 years ago. And obviously this was when Granny, I mean, I don't know the whole Granny and Lemmy story, but I think during this time they were still together and he wasn't living in a shed. Shitting in a cooler.
So you made a big deal. Cheers. You made a big deal about fucking punctuation, and you were aggressively late, is what you're saying.
Wait, well, I made a big deal about what?
Punctuation.
Yep. And I don't like people who don't use punctuation correctly. So, yes, I don't look. I don't like to make people wait around. I don't like to make. I kind of go by that golden rule, like do unto others as you would like done unto you.
Right.
And yeah, that's about it. So I don't. If I don't like being inconvenienced, I try to put other people in the same mindset as how I treat them. So.
No, agreed. And so like, for anybody else out there, if you show up like 30 minutes late, I'm really not going to care. Like, I'll masturbate on the phone or whatever the fuck, you know, whatever you got to do to pass the time, take pisses, drink some beers. So at that point, you guys hook up, not like in a gay way, but you guys hook up, and then you head for the hotel room, which is like right next to DabbleCon. We're getting to the fucking piss. Okay?
Yeah, we went to the hotel room and had a couple drinks and then kind of called it a night. And neither of us had a good night's sleep because we both snorers. And I made the mistake of, well, OJ asked me, hey, do you mind if I play something, a podcast or something, whatever he's playing as we go to sleep. I was like, yeah, there's no problem. I'll do the same thing. But then I'm laying there trying to go to sleep, and I'm just like, after a couple minutes, I get up. I'm like, hey, just can you turn that down a little bit? But I guess that was like right as he was falling asleep.
Yeah, we mentioned, OJ did talk about this last week. We listened to how OJ, I guess, can't sleep without the sound of something playing in the background. And just as he was about to start dozing off, Kevin here yelled at him or mentioned to him, hey, can you please turn that down? And I guess it became an issue.
So he jumped up and he was very angry about it. And I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were sleeping. I was like watching you for a minute or two. I thought you were just kind of resting your eyes, trying to go to sleep. So maybe in hindsight, I should have just reached over and turned the volume down myself now that I think about it. But I wasn't trying to touch his shit without it. And I thought it had been like 5 minutes. We were just laying there. Maybe it had been longer. But
was
so
it
from
his
that,
phone?
huh?
Was it his phone?
I don't know what he's playing. Yeah, something. Yeah, just playing it like a podcast or some clips from like Howard Stern clip. I don't know what it was. It was just a little bit too loud for me to get to sleep. I could hear it over mine that was right next to my head. That's why it was too loud. Like I literally had my phone like right next to my head, and I couldn't hear it because his was too loud. And that was all. I was just like turned down a little bit, but he wasn't very happy about that. So I kind of saw like, yeah, he doesn't like being woken up from a sleep. I get that.
Well, hate to foreshadow here, but a couple of nights later, OJ will wake up from his sleep to find something very wet.
Right, he's from Cleveland. You don't get a lot of sleep in Cleveland, so like that's tough, to stomach there. Like I mean, and people are pointing out, like, did you have earbuds? And
No, I should have worn them. Yeah, that's another thing. Is I should have brought I have earplugs from back when I lived in an apartment before this house, and it was really noisy. Fucking toddler upstairs. It was just all heels running around all the time at like 3 a.m. So yeah, in hindsight, I should have prepared and should have bought less gear that I didn't use and more things that would make the sleeping arrangements a little bit easier.
Well, you know what they say, hindsight's 50-50.
That is what they say.
Yeah, so but like I get that. Like I can see both sides of that. I mean, if it was keeping you up or whatever. Honestly, I don't have that problem, so I can't really understand there, but like that was one of the things that he touched on with Be Gabler, and the I don't know, that could go both ways in my opinion. Like I get it, you have a hard time sleeping, you didn't have earbuds. A compromise could have been made. I don't think I would have touched his phone either because there's probably cum on it. I mean, let's be fucking honest. Like, there's cum on most dudes' phones. And I could see that. But so that was the first night. This was pre-pissing, correct?
Yes, this was the first night. The piss was the second night.
All right. So DabbleCon, did you have a good time? Like pissing and waking OJ up and the OJ beef all aside, did you have a good time or no?
It's hard to remove that from the picture.
All right.
I tried to. I just, like, the next day I woke up with a hangover and shame and guilt and everything that I'd done and a vague recollection because I was completely blacked out. And I was like, well, I guess I just keep drinking. Fuck it. I mean, it can't get any worse, right?
No, yeah, fucking little bit of hair of the dog probably brought you back up pretty good.
Sure. And I made it to the second day and just walked around in shame, everybody laughing at me and just kind of, what can you do?
I mean, honestly, with me, like, again, and we've talked a little bit about this pre-show. Like, I've done so many embarrassing things, fucked up, that like that shame, it doesn't exist with me. I would have got up and been like, yeah, your fucking suitcase is next if you keep fucking around.
Interesting. I think Granny, I don't think the man has any shame at all. Shameless. If you ever watch the show Shameless, the character Frank Gallagher, definitely has shades of Granny, I would say. A man who's just not afraid to, like, take the world by storm and whatever comes with it. Special thanks to Shane M. Have a few bucks, JT. I would rather be watching or listening to many other shows, but this is what I get. Thank you. I know there are many choices out there, and I appreciate everybody who is tuning in now and watching. JK, thanks for the noon. Thanks for the non-show. You're right. This is not a show. And thank you, Shane, for your super tip.
Jay Sankowitz. That sounds Jewish. Think he's a Jew? I'm a Jew. Not sure if I ever mentioned that.
Thank you, Kinky Local. And yeah, I don't know who that Jay Sankowachi, Sanko Woke. I don't know who that guy is, but thank you for your generous super tip.
You know what I mean? Like, give me your card key. I'll go piss on your shit. You know what I mean? Like, again,
Sure.
that shame doesn't exist. I was telling you earlier, like, I've gotten butt naked at parties and fucking basically, like, found, this is going to sound really gay, found, like, the biggest guy I could and jumped on his back and see if I could, like, how long it took him to throw me off. Because, I mean, you've got a naked fucking guy on your back at that point.
Interesting.
Like, people no, they weren't gay parties. I made them gay at that point. I'm not gay, by the way.
Oh, all right. Like I remember, folks. This was 2023. We all know what happened.
But I made them gay at that point. But to me, in that moment, hilarity, right? I mean, hilarity.
Yeah, I would not be happy if I were the guy you were jumped on. I mean, it was
For $8,000 though. Yeah, $8,000 I believe was the amount that Granny was paid to have some kind of sexual intercourse with what scientists will say is another man.
What was it called, like the bucking bronco, or what was their name for it? Like you got to stand for 8 seconds.
It was just me being insane, and it was like, have you ever seen like a zombie show when the first zombie comes out and everybody's like, ah, oh my god, that's what it was like. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, holy shit, he's naked and he's running, he's sprinting.
Yeah, that's a scary situation for me. If I see a naked sprinting guy,
and I still have my shoes on,
so you could run fast.
Oh, hold on, combat boots, actually steel toe combat boots.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah.
Oh, here's my buddy. What's up, Bad with 2 Ds? And thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm sure a lot of people thought I was never coming back, but I was just sick and I couldn't talk.
He says he was sick.
That medicine fucked me up, but we'll get to that. So
yeah, he'll eventually get into what he considers his excuse or his reasoning for why he blacked out.
Let's progress.
And I understand. I know this is very ponderous. The right word? Listening to these two guys talk about what happened, but it's history. It's dabbleverse history.
Second day, right. I woke up. So first day, have some drinks, go to bed. Neither of us sleep well. You wake up in the morning. I take an Adderall and a cyclobenzaprine, the muscle relaxer.
Oh, dude, hold on. You took an Adderall?
Yeah, I'm prescribed Adderall, as well as the muscle relaxer. They all have my name on the prescription bottle and everything. This isn't any kind of illegal bullshit.
You're just lucky, bro.
Well, yeah, I can find Adderall too because there's a shortage. You got to put some legwork in.
But you can.
Is he like telling him that he could? Okay, so he's saying that he woke up the next day, the morning of the pissing incident, and took some Adderall and basically a muscle relaxer for like back pain. Now, earlier in the interview, he did mention to Granny how on the flight there, he got kind of delayed. It had to go to another or whatever. But he did mention that being on a plane that long hurt his back. So, I mean, does he really have back? I have fucking no idea.
Also get drunk as fuck on Adderall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay. All right. So sorry.
It all plays into the picture, doesn't it? Plus,
yeah, it does.
I took it like right when I woke up, both the pills. I do my gay yoga stretches, try to make my back feel better.
Gay yoga stretches. You know what's not gay? It's my friend Shane here. Crazy prediction. Granny will be having butt relations with guys soon. Fuck the super tip filters. Yes, thank you, Shane. And again, there are no. I don't care. Say whatever you want. Super tip. I don't. There's nothing blocked here, but yes. eventually, I mean, Garen even said that he meant earlier in his conversation about jumping on a guy's back naked. I mean, this whole time, I mean, again, I don't know Granny from, I don't know Granny as much as I don't know Kevin Dumbfuck here. All I know is from what we have on YouTube. And from what we're seeing and hearing, to each their own. To each their own.
Hold on, you do yoga?
Every morning.
Holy shit! All right, it's getting a little gay, but I got
Oh, you want to end the stream?
No.
Okay, I was ready. Okay.
I just told you I jumped on fucking people's backs nude. You think I want to end the stream?
No. Let me take that off so I don't leave that too long with bad 2Ds. I drink piss. Sorry, buddy. I thought it was funny, so yeah, exactly. Kinky Loco. Well, Adderall is fine with alcohol. I'm not endorsing it, but it's not going to give you the problems that cyclobenzaprine does with alcohol. Stay away from those combos. That was a goddamn shit show. I've never taken. So all right, we're jumping ahead again. So the morning, boom, fucking take those pills. Then a couple hours later, start drinking. Pre-gaming, getting ready to go fucking to DabbleCon, because like that was the first day of DabbleCon, was our second day there. We got there the day.
So basically, they got there Thursday. DabbleCon was Friday and Saturday. The day he's describing now is that Friday, which later in the night was the whole incident.
Day before. So get there, everything's fine for the most part of the day. Where I start to remember, or at least what I can piece together that I start to black out, is after the comedy show, in between, like, so right after that interaction with BeDabbler is when I completely stopped remembering any kind of continuous memory. It was all just spotty and sporadic from there. So that's when I kind of put the pin on when I really blacked out. But
the incident what BeDabblin is talking about is you can still watch this on BeDabbler Network. We watched it last week. Following night one, BeDabbler did kind of like a live stream on his phone, at the comedy at Carlson, where people are gathering around, karaoke, having fun, and Kevin Dumbfuck tried to go up to El Horrible and shake his hand, and El Horrible told him basically to go fuck off. And I don't blame him whatsoever for doing that. My man. Shane, again, thank you. Not saying it is you, but lots of filters. Almost everything gets blocked for hate speech or sexual content. You have to keep it PG. I could just show, I don't know if I could show you my mod settings on Super Tip, but nothing is blocked or whatever. That might just be a Super Tip thing themselves. I think the other day Carl might have mentioned something about how they were they were messing around in the back of Super Tips with the settings, but as far as I know on my end, nothing is blocked or whatnot. But I can't control that. I know X Moody about that stuff, but here nothing's really blocked. No chatters are blocked or anything. It's a free for all. But again, thank you, Shane. And if there was something you did want to say, let me know.
But what was weird before that, and then I didn't even because I was so fucked up that I didn't notice, is I kept asking the same question to people, and I'd be like, "Did I already do that? Did I already?" Because I was trying to do something for KB, and it was she wanted Anthony Cumia to be those are some big fucking tits, because that's kind of his catchphrase, and she's got some big fucking tits. So it was this whole thing I was trying to plan out. I put reminders on my phone and all that. I think I asked 2 or 3 times, and he was "Oh yeah, you already did that. It's cool." And I was like, "Why am I not remembering this?" So I started to think what the fuck is going on? But then 2 seconds later, since I'm so fucked up, I forget that. But I kept as you go back and try to piece together the night, I'm I did have that hour period where I was why the fuck do I keep asking the same questions? And that should have been a reminder, but again, I'm so fucked up. How do I remember that when I woke up that morning?
Okay. And so, like I said, we spoke a little bit about it. It comes back to you slowly afterwards, because alcohol like definitely ruins your short-term memory. Can we back up to the bedabbler shit? Because
Sure.
again, not a fucking fan of that guy. I do.
Oh, that's surprising. Oh, you're not a fan of Be Dabbler. Oh.
Well, I mean, and to be fair, fuck Cardiff too. I've been dealing with Cardiff.
Oh no, that I won't take. That I won't.
No,
that
hold
fuck
on,
you.
hold on.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you. I've been dealing with Cardiff for
Now, Granny's going to get into an interesting story here about Cardiff's origins, which is kind of fascinating if you're not aware.
2 fucking years now, before he was
Okay.
potato and all that fucking gay shit, when he was telling me that he was eating cum and everything else. I was dealing with that motherfucker.
Dude, I totally forgot about you told me that, dude.
Yeah, he told me.
See, I don't fault him for that. I don't fault him for that. I think it's disgusting, and I would never do it, but I don't fault him for that. Do whatever the fuck you want to put in your mouth. You want to eat shit, whatever. I'm not going to come near you. But...
I don't care. No, Gila, this was before he was a fucking potato. He fucking called into a fucking Twitch show that I was on, and he told me he ate his own cum. And I've got fucking I got the receipts, balls deep. The host of the show just has it given to me because the fucking clip is copyright struck because he was playing some shit in the background. He said he would clip it out for me.
Oh.
I'm not trying to shift the shame to anybody, Jared. What I will say is BeDabbler's pretty fucking gay. Like, listen, I get it. We're all, you guys.
What Granny was referring to is back before Cardiff was the Cardiff we know. And I think I even played this on like earlier date night episodes where Cardiff would call into like random shows and you know, do what Cardiff does. And it just so happens one of the shows that Cardiff did call into was one that Granny was watching at the time. And there's a whole kind of like backstory. I mean, I guess Granny like heard Cardiff before any people in the Dabbleverse heard of him. Obviously, he wasn't called. I don't believe he was called Cardiff back then. But it's an interesting story, and I'm not sure if we'll ever actually get that tape because, like Granny said, there has something to do with copyright things with music in the background. But it's an interesting story about a Cardiff's origins, and we did cover a lot of that. I don't know, episodes ago. But I'm gonna go check that out if you're interested.
Guys are all in this Dabbleverse, which you know that I don't have anything to do with this. Like, I don't know Howard Stern. I've never watched Stuttering John. I've watched some Perry Caravello with you. But other than that, like, that motherfucker cannot go 13 seconds without saying the word Stuttering John. And if you don't believe me, watch his fucking show. Because it literally...
I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen, but Kevin is like popping up chats on his screen. And on the very top, you see one from somebody named Kinky Loco saying, dude, fuck this guy.
There is no originality to his fucking content whatsoever. It's all...
You're talking about Cardiff?
No, well, no, not Cardiff.
Cardiff. Okay. So I just want to clear that up because I think a lot of people, thought you were, because there's a big Cardiff presence here. You don't want to fuck with them.
I'm talking about fucking BeDabbler. The shit's gay, dude. He wears a fucking luchador mask. He wears... it's just a shit gimmick. He reminds me of somebody I really don't fucking like. Cardiff in his own respect has found a niche in that. And you know what? More power to him. He eats his own cum. He used to call all the time. And again, I've just been dealing with him way too long that the potato thing just pisses me off.
What do you think of all the ripoffs? Like, BeDabbler did his, potato thing, but then there's Corn Diff Propane now. Have you seen that? Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I've seen it. I heard about it, Jay Leno.
Funny, I believe Corn Diff and Granny ended up becoming kind of like a pair there, streaming together, if memory serves me correctly. And nobody ever said he had an issue with Corn Diff. And thank you, Tuki's unpaid staff. Happy birthday, JT. Love you more than a friend. You sent me a picture from Wednesday's WATP where you sent them a super tip of it. Oh, I see. So you just keep adding layers to this. Well, thank you. I'm officially another layer into your super tip image there. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I prefer fucking corn diff.
Oh.
I
Who
prefer
doesn't?
the goddamn ripoff of the fucking potato.
Wow. I think you just have a personal beef with him because that you can't think that the comedy is funnier from fucking Cardiff than Cardiff. You can't think that. It's just a personal beef.
It might be.
Yeah,
It's
that's just you're
probably pretty
biased.
funny.
You know what I mean?
Probably.
Like when you hate somebody, you're like, I fuck everything they do, even though you can't be unbiased and be objective, even if they do something funny.
I have never once. And again, I don't think I've ever watched one of his podcasts, but I've never once laughed at that motherfucker. Not one fucking
He's referring to Be Dabbling.
time. Corn diff got me. Corn diff got me to chuckle.
Oh.
So.
Well, that's we'll, I guess chalk that up to a difference of opinion there.
All right, sorry about that. That just recapping. Fuck.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a
You know what? Fuck them
there.
both. Fuck the cum eater.
Okay.
Fuck Be Dabbler and his gay mask. Take the fucking mask off, dude. Be yourself.
He's a short, pudgy dude too. Just if you haven't seen him in person.
Short. He's like the guy who plays El Horrible is like 6 feet or 5'11".
Well, all right.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't look like a wrestler. I mean, he looks like maybe like a backyard wrestler. But
have you seen him without the mask on?
No, one time he came over here to pick up something that I procured for him, which is already out there. So whatever, I'm not speaking out of turn. And he wore the mask in the car.
Oh,
that's just called living the gimmick.
I thought it was a little weird, but it was just like, oh, you're sticking to the bit. But no, he just didn't. He never wanted me to see his face.
All right, so back to the interview.
Yeah, is that what this is?
Yeah, you get. Well, it kind of went into a shitting, but yeah, we're going back to the interview. So you're blackout. Basically, you realize you're blackout because you're saying shit twice, and
what? In hindsight, I should have realized something was going awry.
All right, but you didn't.
No.
Continued to drink.
Oh yeah, excessively.
All right, and so I mean, did you meet any of your heroes there? Did you meet Kumia?
Oh yeah, that's the second time I've met him. He's such a cool guy. Very welcoming, just down to earth, fucking funny. Just he's not like a lot of comics or like, I mean, he's not that he's a comedian, but a lot of people like performers are one way on the air. Hey, I'm this fun-loving guy, blah, 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 but then off the end they're a miserable fuck. That's not Kumia. Kumia is the same guy.
All right.
Yeah, he's such a great guy.
Bob Levy, did you get to meet Bob Levy?
Oh yeah. Yeah, great guy too. I met Jeaner, Shuli. I saw Shuli at the I think I saw Shuli at the airport on my way back, but it was all a blur. Mike Morris, yeah, Carl, who my stolen namesake and podcast name comes from. That bad joke that Stuttering John and Tony Michaels did on his podcast. I don't know if anybody doesn't know, Carl from Who Are These Podcasts, Stuttering John and Tony Michaels had this joke. It's Kevin from Why Do I Podcast. So they kept saying it over and over again. Then me being the Jewish grifter that I am, I say, hey, if nobody else is going to pick up.
Nobody mentioned anything about him being a Jewish grifter except for him. But, every episode of WDIP or whatever he calls it, he has to let us all know that he is Jewish.
This name, I'm just going to do it. So it's like, free publicity.
There you go.
How can a Jew leave that, on the table?
So you met everybody, and then all right, let's get into the fucking incident, right? So you go back to a hotel room, 2 beds, right? Y'all were sharing, or were y'all sharing one bed?
No, it was 2 beds. So I originally wanted to get us like a really sweet loft, like a multi-bedroom loft, like a kitchen and all that. But
Motherfucker, you're there for like a weekend. What the fuck you need a kitchen for?
had some dental stuff come up. Spent like $1,000 on that. Didn't have the money that I wanted to spend on this, so I just got us like a little junior suite that had like a wall separating the bedroom or the bed from.
You know, I just spent 2 weeks ago. I spent like what 4 or 5 days for whatever in Las Vegas. The only time I was ever in my room was when I was sleeping for like 5 hours. And these guys going to a DabbleCon event. Like, how much time were you expecting to be in your room for? That's the thing when you go to a lot of these live events. You're rarely in your all the time you're really in your hotel, like I say, is basically to sleep. So to go all out on a luxury suite with a kitchen and whatnot, I don't see the sense. But if you're going to the AC Super Bowl, somebody having a suite definitely comes in handy.
The pull-out couch was the best I could do. Again, he didn't have money to get his own, or I don't know if I said this, but he didn't have money to get his own hotel room, so I'm doing the best I can do here, and that's, one of my, I guess, first mistakes is don't ever share a hotel room when you're over 35 years old.
Yeah, and I mean, you were. It
Wasn't
sounds
my
like
choice,
in
though.
I think everybody knows my story of last time I went to Detroit, I did share a hotel with OJ. I did not piss on any of his stuff, though.
I mean, I definitely would have preferred my own room.
In your defense, you were trying to do, the best that you could with the means that you had.
Yeah, and I stupidly thought my upgraded dental insurance that I pay, an extra $50 a month for would cover more than like 50% of the fucking dental fees, and I still ended up paying $1,000. So it was just bad timing. Maybe I should have waited, but I haven't been able to chew out the right side of my mouth for 3 years. I'm like, hey, they got this new dental insurance at the beginning of the year. Let's get this shit done. So it was just maybe poor timing overall, but really haven't been able to chew on the right side of my mouth for like 3 years. So I was pretty happy to do that.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to what you remember about the piss incident.
Sure.
Do you remember anything?
I don't remember going home. I remember what I remember is getting woken up while pissing to yelling and OJ just freaking out, and I'm going, what? I remember there was a lot of head rubbing and going, oh boy, oh, what the fuck is going on? I was trying to shake my head into like figuring out where the fuck I was. And yeah, I was just yelling and him packing up his shit and me going, I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know where I was. And then again, in hindsight, thinking back to it, like the layout of the room, if I was 6 feet to the left, I would have been inside the door. Even if I pissed on the floor of the fucking bathroom, you could just clean that up real easy. I'm not pissing on any clothes or anything like that. I was so close, dude. Six feet over to the left, and I would have been in the door of the bathroom pissing on fucking tile. Instead, I'm pissing on whatever. I still don't know what the fuck I pissed on of his.
And you get woken up, so you were drunk walking, is what you're saying,
dude? Completely I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What am I doing? It's never happened to me before. This has been something I've laughed at friends with, or at. And with for years when we were younger. There was like 3 friends that used to do this all the time. We used to watch out for them doing this.
I never had any friends that had to watch out for if they drank too much, whether or not they'd be pissing in a corner of anything. And shout out to Darth Nugs. I always rent a house witnessing JT in Detroit justifies doing so. Yes, I did happen to meet up with Dark Nugs while we were in Detroit back in October, and we had a great time. We went to like some like Ford museum in Detroit. Can't remember exactly what it was, but it was great. It was great hanging out with you, Dark Nugs.
Drunk, they wake up in the middle of the night. One would go piss in his fucking linen closet all over his sheets. I mean, like 4 loads of sheets would get piss all over. So you'd have to wash so much shit the next day. Another one went into some cards. We're just hanging out, and then we hear him like walk into the bathroom, closes the door, and then you don't hear like the lid open, and then you just hear him piss, and then you hear piss on plastic, and then plastic pissing like dropping off of on tile, and we run in there, open the door, and he's just like, he's pissing all over the fucking place with the lid down. I mean, this has happened so many times, and I've never like flipped.
The video, if you're watching the video that we are all watching, it's gonna have some technical difficulties, but there's only like 2 minutes left in it. It kind of does cut off a little bit.
Down on somebody. Yeah, it's annoying. I've had my shit pissed on. I hate piss. I'm a fucking germaphobe, but it's always like, you're a fucking drunken mess. Like, this is not a vindictive thing. Like, this isn't something you plan to do. Like, I'm gonna get so drunk, I'm gonna sleepwalk and just piss all over shit. Like, how could you even plan to do that?
I mean, I could plan it out, but I've
you froze up. Your video froze up, but your audio's good.
All right, well.
No, just keep going.
I pissed in the fucking toaster oven.
What?
Okay, well, let's talk about that.
All right, sure. Yeah, open the fucking door, pissed right in that motherfucker, dude.
Pissed into a toaster oven. Now, I assume that, I don't know exactly where this toaster oven was, but it must have been like, I met Granny back at a Hackmania. He's not exactly a tall guy, so I'm trying to think of the toaster oven would have been like on a lower shelf, and he thought, I don't know.
Got yelled at by my significant other who, have I been pissed on? Yes. I opened the door and she came out and asked me if what I was doing. I got mad. I got mad as I'm still asleep talking about, I'm taking a fucking piss. Like she had made a fucked up decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my friend that pissed in the linen closet, his sister caught him in the middle of doing it, and she goes, yeah, Mike, you're pissing in the linen closet. And he turns to her and he goes, indeed. So again, indeed was a joke that we just had for fucking like years with this guy. And to Umlaut, yeah, pay for the jeans. I'd gladly pay for any dry cleaning, all that. The guy wouldn't even return any of my texts. There was no chance for me to even offer to do that. There was no conversation. I'd gladly pay for cleaning it, replacing it, whatever, but there's no dialogue there, so I don't know if there's an opportunity there.
Yeah, so to kind of like recap this whole interview, Kevin's excuse for what happened that night was he took Adderall earlier in the day along with a muscle relaxer for his back. He started drinking maybe 2 hours later, or as he said, pre-gaming. And by the time the show that first night shows were over, he has barely any recollection. And a couple hours later, he recalls OJ yelling at him for why he was pissing on his stuff. But that's kind of Kevin Dumbfuck's side of the story. Let me get that off there. We do have a follow-up to all this, which is Carlos Danger will eventually call into that same show. And I believe we're going to listen to that. Sorry. Yes, we're going to listen. We're going to get to that Carlos's side of the whole story. This is from Insufferable Bastards podcast from February 11th, which was 2 days following the last video we just watched. This is on Insufferable Bastards podcast, which you can still find on YouTube. Here we have Carlos, Brian Spears, and their buddy Matt. And Carlos is gonna give his recap of DabbleCon and maybe even talk about the Pisgate situation from his point of view.
Have nothing really. This is a movie review and TV podcast, right? At its heart. So I'm saying we're big phonies. We have nothing to review this week. I haven't watched anything. I've just been stuck in the dabbleverse now for a good 4 months. The well has run dry in terms of any content that we can create, anything to review. I'm at a loss. So in the wise words of Lorenzo Areola, we're going to regurgitate some content, right? Clip show, transformative content. Feel to help me out. Feel free to weigh in, boys. I would appreciate that.
I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
So the first thing before we get to some of our clips, and we're going to talk about a accidental fib I told on the Cardiff Electric broadcast earlier this week. We're going to update, well, not really update, but we're going to weigh in a little bit on DabbleCon, Kinky Loco. I love Regurge. So do I. Hi, Kinky Loco. God bless you, Kinky Loco. Talk a little bit about P-Gate, right? Because you have to. And I think that so many people have said so many things about the DabbleCon P-Gate. I don't know what else we can add to it, but we'll try. So I thought the first thing we would play here is there was a clip. Obviously, last week was DabbleCon, right? Everyone remembers. You guys both refused to go with me. I went up there alone. Like
Big trip.
I have a job I couldn't get out of.
Okay, first of all, big trip. There were people there from California. There were people there from Florida. There were people there from Michigan. There were people there from North Carolina. There were literally people from all over the United States who made it to DabbleCon.
I saw BeDabbler's live stream. I regretted not going.
Okay, second point. Brian had to work. Bill Loney. Brian, I'll tell you, Bill Loney couldn't make it Friday. I think he drove up from Texas. He was there Saturday. I think he left at 6 in the morning.
My commute, my Friday was 20 hours. So I will say that I could not make it.
All I'm saying is you both could have left it at you didn't go. All right. So anyway, there's been a lot of DabbleCon wrap-ups. Ours being the worst. We did one last Sunday, which got like 900 views, which is horribly embarrassing. But anyway, the next day or so, I was on the Cardiff Electric show. I actually invited myself. It wasn't like he invited me. He did a thing for patrons, and anybody who could join could join. So I joined twice. And the second time, maybe either Brian or Matt or anybody watching, if you can pick out my lie in this clip, that's the assignment. Pick out where Carlos Danger lied. Here we go.
More people that you've admired for 23 years, please.
Well, if we're going to name drop, let's see, Godfrey really looks after me. Who else?
Welcome back to the show, Carlos Danger. How are you?
Mike
how are you doing?
Bobby
I just
Kelly.
wanted to say two highlights for me at DabbleCon was just being in a room with 200 people going,
I know there's like a lot of people on the screen here, but this was from a Cardiff Electric show. He had Carl, Be Dabbler, Lorenzo Areola, Carlos, and Stevie Lou, who we will watch later tonight in an episode from Ski Mask.
there was something.
Yes, that was great.
Almost,
as soon as we started playing the clip of
tantric.
John going, yeah, that was hilarious. That and the skull. Anytime he would pull up his beer, everyone was like, skull! Everyone was drinking. That was very funny.
There was a lot of that. And then also,
Yeah.
Carl, being up there, like being I'm a fan for a long time of Stern and O&A. Anthony Cumia commenting on classic Howard Stern was just a moment.
I watched
Just
your
seeing
Insufferable
that.
Bastards episode talking about that. Yes, I
apologize for that.
Also,
but
no, don't apologize. It was great. I also was very excited to have Kumi up there because as soon as we started playing the first clip of Howard, he's like, "Hoo, Robin." I'm like, "All right, this is amazing." So yes, I agree. That was fun.
All right, this is Matt.
Sorry here. Latanya Vegas. Where is DabbleCon held usually? The first two, or the only two, were held in Rochester at Comet at the Carlson. Now, if you listen to WATP, now and then Carl will hint at another DabbleCon in the future, but unfortunately, due to the legal struggles going on right now, they're unable to say any more. So that's as much as we all know.
As hell, but can any of our viewers point out, or can Matt? Maybe we'll go with. But let's go with viewers. Any viewers have any? All right, I got Kinky Loco there. Kinky Loco says the lie is 200 people. There were only 40 of us there. I like how Kinky Loco's trolling himself. That's Kinky Loco's answer. Matt, do you know where I might have told? It's inadvertent.
I think the
This
fib
is
is,
so
that
meta.
you said that you were an O&A fan.
Okay, Brian, what is your...
That was going to be my guess. Not that you're not a fan, but you're not a O&A.
You're not like a super fan, hardcore.
Yeah, not a super fan.
Correct. I only watched O&A when they were on 102.7 WNEW in New York City during my commute to college and probably my first commute to my first job. A lot of road miles in those. I don't know why. You can almost see me as I'm saying it. I'm like, But anyway, I fangirled out, and I just want to admit publicly, because I think if there's one thing we know about the Dabbleverse is that you have to come clean when you make a mistake. You have to admit wrongs, and you have to try to make amends. So
That's like should be true in everything. You know, if you do something, you know, just admit it. Don't lie. Don't try to like hide the truth or anything like that. It only makes things worse in the end. And I think that's common sense that you could put to anything in life.
With that, there would be no Dabbleverse.
What do you mean? Oh, that's true. Yeah, because Stuttering John, that's his whole thing. Well, he's the dabbler, right?
Well, there's a lot of people vying for that next spot.
All right, and so let's get on to, one thing that was interesting as an attendee of DabbleCon was to read and experience and watch the reaction to DabbleCon from the sort of outside world. Like Misery Loves Company and Chad Zumach and Kevin Brennan, they were talking. Brian, you should just note that that's makeup. Brian is a special effects makeup artist, so he's got paint on his hands because people will wonder why you have giant black sores all over yourself. It's not a wound. It's your artwork. That is your profession.
I go to the same guy, Stuttering John's nail person does mine too.
Nailtician. That sounds, I think that might be a word. I don't know. So anyway, so they were talking about Chad Zumach and who tried to stop DabbleCon and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, the discussion among the dabblers and the people who were in attendance was P-Gate. Have you guys followed P-Gate? I guess
I've been following P-Gate very closely. In fact, I've been trying to get hashtag PDabbler going as a thing, and it's just not working out.
PDabbler. Oh, I saw that somewhere else. Oh, we got we had Corn Diff, and no, Brian, I'm sorry, we did it at the same time. We have Corn Diff. I don't know who's who anymore. There's too many of the. But wow, this is live. This is tremendous. Yeah.
Corn Diff Natural Gas was El Horrible, one of El Horrible's character. It's easily get mixed up back then with Corn Diff, which was Corn Diff Propane, I believe was his full name. Something propane.
Yes. Hi, Cardiff Natural Gas. Love you, man. But before I play this clip, I just wanted to point out, and we're going to play a clip from Kevin's live stream, right? Kevin from Why Do I Podcast is at the center of P-Gate as the peer. Got so intoxicated, he woke up in the middle of the night peeing on his roommate's belongings. His roommate being OJ, Obnoxious John.
For the record, how old is Kevin?
I don't know, man. He's old.
He's in his 40s, right?
Yeah.
Close to it.
Doesn't matter.
You could assume every male in the Dabbleverse average age is like 40. That's you can't really go wrong there. But thank you, Easy123, for becoming a member. And thank you, Easy123, for buying me pizza that fateful night in Hackmania. Thank you.
I messed up.
Well, that's way too old to be peeing in somebody's stuff or on a
you're
wall.
Just such a nice guy. I did that last night.
What is that Bible thing there? But for the grace of God, something like that. What's on in the background? What are you watching back there?
I'm watching an episode of Mondo Creepy.
Okay, I wasn't sure what exactly.
I know. I was like watching this the other day when I was going over this video to use, and I was curious. I was like, what the fuck is he watching in the background? Because, YouTube terms of service and everything.
I don't want it to get out of hand. So, but I just want to say a couple of positive things about Kevin, because he has been getting the shit kicked out of him for the last couple of days here. And I'm not sure his live stream responding to all this helped him in any way, probably made the situation worse. But number one, he's helpful and friendly when it comes to troubleshooting tech issues for other YouTube boomers, this podcast included. Number two, he's pleasant in any and all interactions I've had with him via direct messages on Twitter. Number three, he was a past guest on our show, and we had a great time with him. Right, Brian? Would you concur?
Absolutely.
Number four, I think he's done a great job building himself a little community around his Where Do I Pee YouTube channel. And Cardiff Natural Gas. What is hashtag Pissgate? Perhaps you should talk about it for 4 hours for those of us.
Well, funny, Cardiff Natural Gas would say that 3 years ago, because now we're going to talk about it for probably 4 hours.
Of us unfamiliar. I will try to get through this very quickly. Number five, I was looking forward to hanging out with Kevin at DabbleCon. Again, that being said, I did tune in to the live stream just referenced by Cardiff Natural Gas. Basically, as a fan and as a viewer and as a person observing whatever all this is, in the words of Kevin Brennan, I wanted to find out how Kevin ended up, Kevin Dumbfuck, not Kevin Brennan, ended up naked in
Dabbling. Brian Spears, he was kind of like a special effects artist. He did a lot of stuff for like movies and TV shows and whatnot. Ever since Carlos ended his Insufferable Bastards podcast, I believe Spears just kind of went on his own, just continuing to do his work for TV shows and movies and shit.
and peeing on another man's belongings in a hotel room, right? That's what I wanted to find out. How does
That's
that
a very good question.
And then after the live stream, I was of the mind, well, of course he ended up naked and peeing on another man's personal belongings. By the end of that live stream, you could totally see, this totally seems like a guy that would get himself into that situation. All right, so I called in to Kevin's live stream, and I'm just going to play that for you. I had some questions myself, so here we go.
And where they're gonna pick up with the basically with the show we just previously watched was when he started taking calls. So.
What do you think of that story?
Hey,
Was that Granny talking about his birth?
Yeah, it's sort of a rebirth.
Is he as a child? Good for him.
I'd be fucking.
That ain't no lie.
Hey, Kevin Dumbfuck.
What's up, buddy?
All right. Did the club owner approach you? Were you kind of a dick to the club owner? That's one of the rumors running around, one of the statements that was made.
No, not that I
At
can remember.
DabbleCon, I'm
I
talking
remember a couple of the employees
Was there
coming
a
up.
ticket there's like a ticket problem?
Oh, ticket problem, yeah, because I put it under my fake name instead of putting under his real name, which he doesn't want out there. So I didn't put it out there.
Were you like what I'm trying to get to is there is this thought that maybe Kevin was pissed. Well, wait, that's the wrong phrasing. Maybe Kevin was angry
About
that
what?
there might have been
Oh, I get what you did
some
there with the piss thing.
malfeasance
I get it.
in the pissing. Like you could, because when I met you, you seemed like you were at least in a bad mood. You know what I'm saying? Is that just the way? Is that just your normal personality? Or
What the wait?
because one of the things that they were saying, all right, when you were trying to get your ticket with OJ, you were kind of a dick to the staff to the point where they had to kind of calm you down.
No, that's not true at all. They kept saying we don't have any record of it. And I go, I ordered this. I ordered it. I know I ordered this. I found the ticket order number.
Another thing, if you ever go to any of these Dabbleverse live events, when you're purchasing your tickets, use your real first and last name, because that's what you're going to need when you show your ID to pick up your tickets. Now, I've been to many of these shows for past few years. Nobody has ever been doxxed from purchasing tickets or picking them up. They say this every time there's a show or whatever, to use your real name. And there's always a handful of people that think otherwise. and they always have issues getting their actual tickets because in the end, we are all civil human beings. So please use your real name when you buy a ticket.
They looked it up. They saw it was under Kevin Dumpfuck, and everything was good. It just took a couple minutes. It wasn't a big deal.
And were you having a good time like that first night? Because I know, like you were touchy feely with people. You were a little kind of like grabbing people a little bit.
That was the night I blacked out.
Like you were in...
Wait, you were grabbing cocks?
That was
Okay.
that was the night I blacked out. Our second night there was the first night of DabbleCon. So that is when I blacked out.
Grabbing?
Right,
I was just probably
Friday
being
night,
like
Friday
huggy with
night after
people.
the comedy show.
Tommy, if you're going to Rodney's next week, message me. I gotta ask you something.
Yeah, like between the comedy show and
Say
the
that again?
karaoke is when I blacked out.
Wait, did you sexually assault somebody?
Okay, gotcha.
I might have been touchy
Well,
feely.
he's more like invading people's personal space. But it was just kind of odd. It was just kind of. But you know what it came off as? It came off as maybe you were a little pissed. And I think that's where people are saying, "Oh, Kevin left. You know, he's being a little strange. He left here weird." And I think that's why people are saying, "Did he piss on OJ shit out of some type of spite?" I think that's where it came from. Was kind of the way you were acting prior.
Well, you got to remember, I was completely blackout drunk at this point. So any way I'm acting
Right.
is
Yeah, no, but I
not
was
my
just trying to-
normal
I was
way,
just
and
trying to-
it's not indicative of my emotional state at the point. It is blackout drunk because of muscle relaxers and too much alcohol. So I don't think you can chalk anything of what I did up into what I wanted to do. It was completely
No, and I'm just trying to explain to you what just
No,
the
I
way it
appre-
looked,
I
you know,
appreciate
you were
that.
wondering how could people think this, but you know what I
No,
mean?
I do
But all right, I
appreciate
just wanted
that.
to point
Yeah.
that out. And then the next day, I saw you the next day. I mean, the real tragedy of this is that we were supposed to do a podcast together, man. You stood me up. That's what's really. I mean, all right,
Dude,
OJ
I
had
brought
his
so
jeans
much
on,
equipment.
but we were supposed to do a podcast, and that never happened.
Dude, I brought so much equipment, and
Yeah, for the just tuning in, the guy who was on the phone is Carlos Danger. He called into the other show, which they just put up a chat on Insufferable Bastard show from Kiki Loco again. Goddamn, he should have done his comeback episode with Carlos instead. He needed someone to guide the conversation properly. Yeah, it was also kind of weird how like Kevin on his own channel invited a guest on to interview him instead of him going. I mean, I don't know. I for some reason I find that like backwards.
planned so much, and I did zero. You're not
Let
the
me ask you another
not the
thing.
most
I came up to
disappointed
you-
out there. I'm the most disappointed one.
I
Trust
came
me.
up. I came up to you Saturday. You were sitting with KB, and I got to say, dude, it looked like you were having an overdose. Like you looked like shit.
I was. So that was the day after the blackout.
Your eyes were faded. It looked
Where-
like you were nodding out. It
Yeah.
literally looked like you were like
Yeah.
you were gonna
So that was the
not
day.
right the fuck out.
That was the
so.
day after a blackout. I woke up and I was just like, I don't know what happened. I don't really know where I am. I have an incredible hangover, and the only way I know to solve that is to keep drinking. So that's what I did.
Did you
World's
seek like
worst
any medical
artist, you
treatment or
didn't
anything
piss
like that?
on
The next
someone.
day or the
Medical
days-
treatment?
the
What
days
kind of
after?
queer are you? Medical treatment? The fuck kind of man are you? You go medical treatment for dehydration and I got too fucked up? No, I got to be dying
I'm
before I
a-
go do that.
I'm a man who can hold my liquor.
Yeah, well, add some cyclobenzaprines to that and see how well you do.
It's always the fucking New Yorkers. Every goddamn time.
The last thing I want to ask, Kevin, you know, I usually love you, but you mentioned a couple of times tonight that like you put up on OJ and you kind of paid for him.
Well, that was a mistake.
But, you know,
That
he
was a
almost pissed
mistake.
on his clothes.
That was a mistake.
Okay, so yeah, that was that clip. What I was trying to ask there was during that broadcast, and I don't know if anybody else noticed this. I don't know if you guys watched or not, but Kevin kept sort of flexing on OJ, the victim here, clearly the victim, right? There's no one's proven that he asked for this by saying that, hey, I paid for this, I did this. You know, it was a little odd to me. But he doesn't answer that because it was hard to hear him, and it was hard to be heard, I guess. But that was the only question I didn't get answered there. But I mean, the lesson out of that, there's two things. not just don't share a hotel room with another person. Don't mix drugs and booze. Pick one or the other.
That leads to my question. Do we know why he was on muscle relaxers?
Yes,
they're
but
fun.
No.
I know.
You'd have to go
on a plane too long.
You'd have to go in and watch the whole stream. He has a whole long explanation.
There's a medical purpose for it, is what you're saying.
Matt, I don't want to answer that. You'd have to. I mean,
okay. I gotta dig deep.
I'm not.
now.
I'm trying. I mean,
I hate to jump ahead here, but what KB is mentioning, there is a specific person, I would say a funder or a beloved chatter that was the same issue between, I don't know. You'll I'm just gonna play the clip. You'll see what I mean.
I mean, Kevin is getting worked over on Twitter. I don't want to add to it, but it is what it is. But I just wanted to play that. Brian, those are going. What do we go? Let me see a couple. I missed some of these. We said I watched the whole podcast. The callers were the best part. Yeah, it was very entertaining. I mean, just from, not that I'm any type of broadcaster, I don't know if Kevin served himself by having Granny on. Granny might have been appropriate in another setting, but he kept telling drunkalogs about himself. And while drunkalogs are always funny, hold on, I'll do the comment for a second.
I'm gonna let. I think Carlos reads this.
I mean, we all love drunkalogs, but we were particularly there, all the viewers that night, to hear Kevin's drunkalog, not necessarily the other guy. Cardiff Natural Gas, are we supposed to forget that David Chandler paid for the hotel and not Kevin? The lies are tremendous. Yes.
David Chandler. He's a great, I mean, I met David. I met him at DabbleCon one year. I met him at Hackmania. Seemed like a nice guy to me. But my God, David, you find the most interesting people to like help out or fund, or I don't know what would we call it. But yes, David Chandler was a backer, I guess you can say, to help Kevin and OJ get to DabbleCon. We all know he was the one who heavily influenced Granny a couple weeks ago. Was he somehow like involved in the whole Echo Rochi thing too? I am not too sure of. I don't really know much about that. But his name definitely comes up a lot in these like weird ass situations.
I got to meet David Chandler. He is awesome. Citizen M just says, happy? Ryan Sharman, he said he has a bad back and hurt it on the flight. Yeah, Matt, he said that he has a history of back problems that he was essentially born with, and he had a motorcycle accident, and that he had a very rough flight. I guess he was delayed for a long time, so he came in not right. And then he had forgotten that he had
I'm trying to find a reason to sympathize with Kevin. That's why I asked.
He had forgotten that he had taken muscle relaxers from 2013. He's had the bottle since 2013, et cetera, et cetera.
And he was always nice to me. Yeah, but it's just odd. Like his name always comes up around like whenever like shit goes down. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just the people that are drawn to him or around him or what he gets himself into. But definitely, if you're at an event and DC is there, you're definitely gonna want to stay tuned, see what happens.
Jason N, 9 years sober and was a blackout drunk addict. I know nothing. Not sure. Oh, that's when you set up here, Jason.
Yeah.
I'm the asshole that gave him sober advice on Twitter. He won't listen. Yeah, I guess, not to take anybody's inventory, but, you connect the trouble in your life with the substance in your life. If you can kind of marry those two, 2 + 2 = 4. What's the common denominator? Pay for your own shit so someone can't hold it over you. Yes. Yeah, I agree there. Excuses will keep adding up. All right, so that's that 5. Just a guest 5. What is that? Is that how many live viewers we have? That's probably what that is in reference to, I assume.
We just hit 16.
Oh, yeah. We're going big time. Anyway, that was DabbleCon. Brian, or
I do have
did you,
one other
you guys
question,
add whatever you want about it? It wasn't DabbleCon. It was P-Gate. I apologize.
I do have one other question. Why would he reserve the tickets under his fake name?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, my only thing is, listen, I'm not going to give the guy a hard time because he got too screwed up at a convention. I mean, I've been there.
We've all been there.
I'm not even going to give him a hard time.
Well, the only thing I'll say about that, the only thing is I'm not giving him a hard time about that either, but he was like, he came up to me, he's grabbing my head, he's grabbing my beard gut.
Finish my statement.
It was a little more than just
what I'm saying is
drunk.
I think his demeanor is what's causing more of the issues than peeing on a pair of $100 jeans.
Yeah, he's doubling down. Listen, we've all done dumb stuff.
Like if
$100, I believe in the end it was like up to $700. And real quick, KB, old meds don't get more potent with time. Yes, we will get to that.
It was like, hey guys, I
tonight.
screwed up. I'm a jerk. I'm an asshole for peeing, and I'm embarrassed by that. It's the whole bravado. It's kind of how he's dealing with it afterwards. I mean, listen, I'm glad he's dealing with it the way it is, because again, I have no.
It's very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I'm loving all of the controversy going on behind the scenes more than I am the actual scene. You know, I like this other stuff.
Full disclosure, I once spilled a drink all over Ted Ramey at a convention, but I didn't at the moment it happened, I didn't blame him and say, why are you in my way? Why are you bumping into me? I apologize profusely. But he was very cool about it.
I heard once, Brian got thrown out of a horror convention before the convention. Well, that's the bar. Before the convention had started. We've all had, well, that's the thing. We could all say, hey, yeah. I guess it's
I went
how
to
you
a
handle
strip
it.
club on my birthday, and I didn't even get in.
Don't yell. Your mic's a little high for some reason.
I went to a strip club on my birthday years.
Oh, Uma, I forgot you were going live. Can you restart? I would, but thank you, Tommy Jordan, for your $2. Please start the show over for Umlaut. I can't, dude. We're already like an hour and 20 into it, and I got a couple more things to go over. The video we're watching is pretty much wrapping up. Thank you, Tommy, for your $2. Thank you. It's basically wrapping up. They're just kind of like giving their final thoughts on the whole DabbleCon thing and the Pissgate stuff. So we are gonna move on. The next video. Get this goddamn button ready. The next video is Be Dabblin Live, episode 13. Do not play before I hit play. This was from a day after the last one we just watched. This was from February 12th, 2023. And it's the first time, well, Cardiff was a guest. He was a guest on Be Dabblin Live, like back in November, like a couple months prior to this. We watched a few weeks ago when it was El Harible, Kevin Dumbfuck. Cardiff came on as a guest. It was kind of a nothing burger because of Kevin Dumbfuck. But now that we are post DabbleCon, Cardiff will start showing up a little bit more and more on El Harible's Saturday morning show. And you would there's definitely like a switch if you because we watched a lot of the Be Dabblin lives like previous to this. Now that we are post DabbleCon 1, Cardiff will become a heavy, use that term loosely, a heavier presence on Be Dabblin Live from this point on. And it definitely changes the show. It makes it like a lot better than it was. Not to say that wasn't great before, but now that Cardiff will be a heavier figure on the show, as well as Obnoxious John, who the episode we're gonna not the full episode, it's just like a couple of snippets from it. But this is the first time Cardiff, OJ, and BeDabbler, all three, are together on an episode. And you will see that there is obviously, chemistry between Cardiff and BeDabbler, as well as OJ back at that. Not to say there wasn't, all the way up until somebody left, but we'll get to that era down the road. Eventually, I presume. But we're gonna go ahead and start this. But goddamn, right before I'm just gonna start. Eric 9944, my man. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Yes, there are membership videos that are available. There are many videos. I think all the stuff I did from Hackamania, even the stuff we recorded leading up to it, are all behind the paywall. You could definitely go check that out if you're into it. And thank you, Eric. Greatly appreciate you gifting those 5 memberships. And I do want to say we did premiere the watch along Tukey Soup Hackamania yesterday, and Tommy Jordan did gift some memberships then. So I just want to thank him again now. And I also want to thank Latanya Vegas for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, Latanya. It was a pleasure working with you on the stage. I know it was a little chaotic there that day leading up to the show, but we appreciate you. I know it's Latanya motherfucking Vegas. I know that's what I remember. Thank you, Latanya. And
JT, if I retire from the Saturday morning show, are you ready to take it over?
No. Thank you. God damn, it always play. Thank you, Trigger. Oh no. Last night, we got word from BeDabbler that there was like a 99% chance he wasn't going to do a show this morning. And it was like at 11 p.m. Eastern. So I think Cardiff may not have seen that message till earlier this morning. And I was like, I have this show planned, but I prefer to do it at night. And then Cardiff this morning woke up, was like, yeah, I'll do one. Cardiff will actually do one tomorrow around 8:30 Eastern Sunday morning. Definitely, set your alarms to check that out. But on with the show. And thank you to the gifted memberships and super tips. Again, this is Be Dabbling Live, episode 13. Oh, I fucked that up already.
Hello, Cardiff. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. How'd you
Hey,
enjoy your
guys.
time on
Well,
WATP today?
Looks like
Hold on, I gotta
looks
get
like
rid
there
of
was another
spot. Lorenzo. Oh, no, it was great. It was fantastic. Did you see me on there, Cardiff?
Oh, yeah.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
You seem bothered.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Do whatever you want. Don't even need to thank me for all I've done for you on WATP. That's fine.
Oh, well, I mean, he didn't
No,
really.
no, whatever.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't really a thank you portion to anything. I mean, and I was pretty nervous. I mean, it was my first time on the big game. I got the call up, and
I hope you enjoyed my spot. I guess I'm yesterday's potatoes.
Well, no, come on, Cardiff. I'm sure, Carl.
Oh, Be Dabbler, you did such a great job at DabbleCon. Oh, Be
thank you.
Dabbler. Oh, Be Dabbler. The way you sucked my dick at DabbleCon was so great," said Carl and Vinny and everyone else.
Thank you.
But no one says, "What about Cardiff?"
Well, you know what, Cardiff? I think you get a lot of praise from me.
Okay. Well, I guess that's fine then. Yeah, again, yesterday's potatoes.
I'm just saying, maybe sometimes, you just have to kind of share the spotlight a little bit. There's room for all of us in the Dabbleverse.
And sometimes you should go fuck your hat.
Oh, you mean my new cow hat that I obtained this past weekend? This is my own little trophy shelf now.
We heard B Dabbler referring to going on Carl's WATP, and obviously Cardiff was a little jelly of him. And we're going to listen to that. I actually have BeDabbler's first ever appearance on WATP. But before he complains anymore, oh, god damn it, I hit the... Thank you, Uma, for celebrating 1 month of memberships. When is the pig race stream? Yellow Leaf World Order. I'm not going to do those pig race streams on here. God damn it. Thank you, Kinky Local, for celebrating 1 month of membership. When is the pig race stream? Yellow Leaf World Order. Again, I think you got the channels mixed up. I don't do the pig race thing on here. But let me get that off. All right. God damn, I know it's always a pain real quick, but hold on. Boom. All right. What we're going to listen to is a quick clip from WATP episode 384. This was, if I have it down in my notes, which I do. This was basically like towards the end of the episode of WATP. BeDabbler does appear, and he kind of gives his little insight onto Hackmania and whatnot. And unfortunately, at this time, Carl didn't really. I mean, I found the audio version of it, and God, forgive me that the next few minutes we're going to be listening to just an audio clip. But unfortunately, I don't have the video clip. It's not available on YouTube freely for everyone, and I do not prefer to play anything that's behind a paywall. I do have a tendency to play things that are no longer available on YouTube, but not things that are specifically behind a paywall. But we're going to listen to this in just a second because, real quick, Tommy Jordan, thank you for the $2. When is the... I'm going to take that. God damn it. Not here. Here we go with WATP episode 384. El Horrible's first ever appearance talking to his best friend, Carl. God, motherfucker. Can we watch the pig? No, you can't.
Vinny, I'm going to bring on El Horrible to talk about DabbleCon. Do you want to hang with us, or do you got to go?
Finally, some talent in the room. I'm in.
All right, sounds good. Be Dabbler, a.k.a. El Horrible. You were there for DabbleCon, my friend.
I was. Thank you. Thank you, Carl, for having me on your show. It's nice to see everyone.
So this is Brian El Horrible.
Hey, El Horrible. I've seen him before.
Yeah. Now,
I'm honored.
Now,
they're referring to Brian Johnson.
El Horrible has an interesting story that I don't want to pile on Kevin Dumbfuck. He's getting hit pretty hard since this past weekend, but I feel like we need to address it.
You'll have a fucking hard time finding him in the pile-on. Like, it's a big old pile-on right now. He's on the bottom somewhere.
Yeah. So, but I wanted to bring on El Horrible because they had a falling out before DabbleCon. And now, woof, this was not good. Now, before we get into that, though, real quick, El Horrible, you were there documenting everything. You were filming. I've watched back to some of the karaoke show that you were filming and things like that. You were going to make a documentary about DabbleCon, but now you're kind of over it. Is that what I'm to understand?
Well, I didn't. I was not the set leaker. I want that to be known. Once they made the announcement of no one, film. I did not film anyone's sets, and as someone who dabbles in stand-up comedy, I would.
We did those videos that he made along with Tony Muskrat. They made like that music video we watched last week. You could definitely still check that out on El Horrible's channel. And for the love of God, no, there's no fucking pig race on his channel. Piggy Smalls or who she get the fuck out of here. Go ahead, email YouTube for a refund, please.
Wouldn't want anyone to have a recording of my set.
Well, I watched you. You were filming behind the scenes stuff. You were interviewing people who were there. You were just grabbing people and talking to them, which is fine. Everyone was fine.
Yeah, right. Just so you know, man, I went up to the managers and said you were all right and what you were doing was fine. So like you really did a nice job. Everything all the videos you put out were really cool and well done, man. It was appreciated.
Well, Vinny thought you were Rey Mysterio, but outside of that, he was fine with whatever you were doing.
I understand. No, yeah. So once the event finished, I was like, why not live stream? I don't see, the harm in it. And I'm sure people at home were wanting to see what was going on. I mean, I know there are usually shows during the weekend, and since everyone was at DabbleCon, there really wasn't any original content. So
yeah, this was kind of like the first like big live event in the Dabbleverse. Was the first DabbleCon, and it was like the first time somebody decided to do like a live stream post show, basically. And yeah, he had permission from the people there to do and stuff, and he was very careful about videotaping and not doxing anybody or anyone who didn't want to be on camera, which is like the polite thing to do if you're at these events and you decide to, do a little live streaming. Thank you, Tuki's unpaid staff, for your $2 Canadian. Will you be my dad? This ain't the Maury Povich show, but I'm sorry. I am not your father. I'm not father material, I guess. I don't think, the gods above had it in their plans, unfortunately. And I swear to fucking Christ. Who's your favorite? Ain't fucking happening, dude. Not here.
I just went around and did my behind the scenes, Access Hollywood kind of interviewing people I saw and just getting their thoughts on how DabbleCon.
I'll ask you this real quick. You don't have to belabor it, but obviously a lot of people were rooting for us to fail. There are a lot of message boards that thought this wasn't going to happen. And, I heard that Anthony wasn't going to show up and the show was going to get canceled and all these different things. What was your overall take on the DabbleCon weekend, Al Harible?
I mean, personally, Carl, it couldn't have been a better weekend for myself. I had a blast. It was incredible. It was nice to just be amongst like-minded people who just wanted to get together and laugh, who all had, this one common interest to, kick a retard.
Yes, it was. We all had a lot of fun. I have to say, it was a blast. I didn't talk to anyone who didn't feel like they got their money's worth from that whole weekend of shows. It was amazing. But there was one guy who's regretting his weekend, and that would be the guy.
Real quick before we get that in, thank you, KB. I'll have your child, JT. Oh, I greatly appreciate that. That is very kind of you. Might be tarded, but we will love it like a Jesus Christ.
Guy from Why Do I Podcast? Kevin Dumbfuck, who had a little incident with Obnoxious John.
Yes. So, I went home. Well, home. I call it home. I call my hotel room because I'm always traveling because I'm so famous. Sure. Being a 16-year-old up-and-coming YouTube star.
Yeah.
And I woke up from my king-size bed.
Now we're going to hear kind of El Harible give you his recount of what happened there real quick.
All comfortable, all nice and dry. To a message from OJ that said, "I'm done with Kevin Dumbfuck. He pissed all over my stuff."
So apparently, Obnoxious John and Kevin Dumbfuck decided to room together to save on costs.
Like every 40-year-old men do.
Look, I'm not calling out Obnoxious John. It happens. You want to save some money. So they decided to room together, and I guess Kevin Dumbfuck got very.
I don't think there's anything wrong with people that know each other deciding to split a room for one of these events. I don't know. Maybe I'm just cheap, but I mean, obviously, yes, I've done it with OJ and Detroit once. Is there any difference that people sharing an Airbnb like Carl does every show with the 7 people he brings with him? But hey, not going to get into that. I don't want to disrespect Carl, but no.
Very drunk on Friday night.
Apparently, I mean, I only had one altercation with the guy. I ignored him the whole night, and he came up to me and wanted to shake my hand, and I was having none of it. Mm-hmm. And then I never saw him, and according to him, after that, he just blacked out.
Yes. And then he relieved himself out of Obnoxious John's clothing.
Nude. He was completely nude. Why?
OJ wakes up. He looks
didn't
over.
want to get pee on his clothes.
Yeah. OJ looks over and he just sees a naked Kevin Dumbfuck taking a leak all over his stuff. I mean, that's terrible. It's actually the funniest thing Kevin's ever done.
That's what I said.
Should turn that into a show.
You're famous now, drunk fuck.
Piss on your stuff, starring Kevin Dumbfuck.
Where did I piss?
Where did I
Hey,
piss?
are those
Doesn't
clothes
work.
yours? Zip. It's a great show.
Oh, you like these
Like it
clothes,
was
huh?
targeted. Like it was targeted, right? I mean, he could have. There's a bathroom in the room. I'm assuming he could have pissed on his own stuff. He could have pissed on his bed, but he went for the dude's clothing. He went for his wardrobe.
Brian, I know that we are country bumpkins up here in Rochester, New York, but yes, there are bathrooms in every hotel room. I'm gonna tell you that. I've talked to a lot of people who've stayed here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. Shocking.
Brian, some places actually have them inside too.
Yeah. I've never been to Rochester, but
well, God willing,
I guess I'll
you'll
believe
get there,
you guys.
buddy.
I would invite you here, but we have a rat problem right now.
Oh no! You said the quiet part loud.
That reference reading me about the rat problem was during DabbleCon. I believe it was either Chad or John called like the New York State health inspectors and told them that the venue had a rat infestation, which was obviously false. But that's where that reference came up to. Thank you, WSX, for becoming a member. Why, thank you. I greatly appreciate that, buddy. And thank you, Darth Nugs. The pigs seem happy, but so did Mr. Ed. I'm worried they will hurt their little hoofs. If you're referring to the pig races, I don't cover the pig races on this channel unless they obviously happened like 3 years ago. Then it might be something worth note. But we got like another 2 minutes left of this, and then we're gonna cut back to the BeDabblin live episode.
Oh no!
I don't care about the rats. I just want the food to be at temperature.
Like,
Yeah, right. So
I warm all the sandwiches under my pits for everybody. It's
So obnoxious John was very put off by this. Went out and slept in his car. I don't know if people realize this. It was very cold this past weekend in Rochester. It was -3 degrees, I believe, on Friday night.
yeah, I saw that on Reddit.
Yeah, people were saying it was cold, huh? Yeah, so what's the aftermath now, El Harible? I mean, people are doing their streams. They're talking about this. I think Kevin has come back and talked about it. He's obviously feels very ashamed. He's bummed out with his performance at DabbleCon.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just bummed out overall by his entire weekend. He puts all the blame on not himself, but other things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, surprising.
Yeah. Getting blackout drunk and pissing on your friend's stuff, that's on you. I'm just going to go out on the limb here and say you got to take responsibility for that.
I agree. And I think OJ is definitely done with him.
Yeah.
And OJ's a good guy, so we'll do some stuff together. And yeah, I think OJ kind of wants. OJ's been a really classy guy. He really is a nice guy, and I think he doesn't even want to answer because we did a stream together, and then Kevin did a stream the other day, kind of answering all the questions and leaving more questions, honestly. But I don't think OJ really wants to dwell. But there are a lot of falsehoods in his story.
Okay.
According to OJ. But again, I wasn't. I just know based on what OJ, he came back to an open-armed El Harible who brought him in from the frigid urine storms.
Well done, sir. You're a hero.
Thank you.
What El Harible was referring to there was obviously the interview that we listened to earlier where Kevin was talking with Granny, and OJ said that a lot of what Kevin was talking about wasn't true or didn't happen the way Kevin said. And last week, I think we did listen to the first Be Dabblin live post DabbleCon, in which OJ did give his kind of story, and we're gonna pick back up with God damn, see if I could do this right with the next episode that had Cardiff in it, and we're gonna kind of fucking skip around here, blah blah blah. But before we do that, Thank you, Tuki's unpaid staff, for your $2 Canadian. Dad, what's this about pig races? We don't do pig races here, son. Sorry. You could check that out on the Kiki Loco network. I believe he might be doing pig races on Kinky Soup. You should ask him about that, about at the next episode of Kinky Soup at the Kinky Loco network. If they're so hard up for these fucking pig races, why don't they do it them goddamn selves?
And yesterday's potatoes.
I'm just saying, maybe sometimes, you just have to kind of share the spotlight a little bit. There's room for all of us in the Dabbleverse.
And sometimes you should go fuck your hat.
Oh, you mean my new cow hat that I obtained this past weekend? This is my own little trophy shelf now.
So I did so great at DabbleCon.
My little Cardiff
red carpet reporter.
Look
Where'd
at my
you get
little
that piece
Cardiff.
of shit? That's a knockoff. That's not authentic merchandise.
It is true. This Cardiff does have eyebrows, which some people have had an issue with.
Well, smart people
perhaps don't want to play with anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
in this clip, you will hear OJ talk more about give his final word on the whole Kevin Dumbfuck thing.
But it's wonderful.
Thank you.
Hey, also with us is that voice in my head, OJ Sampson. OJ, how are you?
Good. How's everybody doing? I was going to ask how Cardiff is doing, but he doesn't sound like he's having a good night.
No, you're the best, OJ. I love you.
Oh.
You didn't go on WATP and stab me in the back, so you're cool.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Cardiff,
this was obviously pre-orange filter.
This is because you got stood up again by a special guest. What happened?
I'm sure you had nothing to do with that either.
Absolutely not. Don't you dare.
Well, this is the second time I've had a Stuttering John moderator cancel on me last minute.
Benny Loco, you just don't know what's good for you, do you, baby?
No, it wasn't Benny Loco.
Andrea Brower, you just... What?
Nope, that was last time.
Oh, interesting.
Hockey puck.
Whoa!
Yes.
Hockey puck. That's an interesting character in the whole Stuttering John lore. He was a longtime moderator. I believe they had a falling out and they never talked again. Some people believe Hockey Puck is still around in the background, but it has to be still proven. Oh my! Thank you for your $2 Canadian. Much appreciated. Isn't this channel called the JT Pig one? No. Wrong.
So he bailed again, huh?
He claimed that he got some information from one of the dabblers, who will remain nameless, because quite honestly, I'm not sure if he is maybe trying to start a rift in the Dabbleverse.
He did name someone, though?
He did name someone, yes.
Son of a bitch.
Yes, but I don't believe him. I think he's trying to turn me against that
Mr. Deadful. It was glad to meet you again at Hackmania, and my God, wherever you go, I mean, you, Pisky, Granny. I mean, good Lord. There's something about you that draws out the most outrageous things at these live events. But fortunate for us, I mean, it gives us content for days, even years. We're still talking about this shit 3 years ago. Thank you,
Dabbler. He wants to harness the power of Cardiff, but I will not be anyone's puppet. That's the SJ Puppet's job.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but you're still a piece of shit.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I just want you to like me so bad. I didn't want to do anything.
Well, it didn't seem that way this afternoon.
I was just so excited because, Carl called me and he's like, "Hey, man, I want you to talk about DabbleCon." I didn't even know what we were going to talk about.
Carl called you?
Oh, well, he didn't call me. No, he messaged me. We don't actually have each other's numbers yet. Not yet. So anyway.
Hope you have fun on subreddit surfing on Monday. I'm sure you're taking that over too.
Do you want to do that together? No, I'm kidding. You guys are great. You and Vinny do a fantastic show. Subreddit surfing, 8 o'clock Eastern, Monday nights. Go to the subreddit surfing channel. Someone put that in the chat so people know where to go. But
Subreddit surfing was a great show. I always enjoyed it. I know it had not. It was something like him and Vinny did along with Jimmy from Jimmy After Dark. They pretty much, but they covered a lot of things from subreddits on YouTube. Unfortunately, it being YouTube, there's only certain. They got penalized a lot for shit they would cover, and they kind of moved their show over to Rumble a little bit. Right now, they're in kind of a hiatus. I hope they do come back with at least an episode here and there. And thank you, Kinky Loco, for your $1.99. Pig race. This ain't the channel for pig races. You can find that on your channel. I mean, hey, nothing's stopping you from showing the pig races, buddy. Not here.
But let's all be honest. If you're here, you already know who Cardiff Electric is. So I'm sure.
Speak of the devil, Jimmy. It'll come back at some point, I am sure. I hope it does, man. We miss it. Or I know I miss it.
Sure, you're already on there.
Unfortunately, you seem to have forgotten who I am.
No, I will never forget who you are, my friend. Trust me. It's all right. Come on, Cardiff. Whatever happened to all the dabblers must get together, and if we are fighting, then John wins.
Yeah. Yes, when I'm on top. But when somebody takes some attention away from me, gloves are off, bitch.
I understand, Cardiff. OJ, is there anything that you want to talk about or address that has happened since the last time we talked?
Yes, OJ, please. Tell us all the things that Be Dabbler has done to fuck you over.
Will OJ ever talk about the things Be Dabbler's telling to fuck him over? I don't know. I don't know what Kevin Brennan's price is for that interview. But Tuki's unpaid staff. Thank you for your $2 Canadian. Hey, Dad, are you faster than a pig? How fast do pigs go? Can I outrun a pig? If a pig is chasing me, I think I could. Yeah.
Well, let's not do that. I'd like to talk about Bad with 2D's song that opened the show. I thought that was, I've had the pleasure of working with some really talented artists in the music business, and wow, that was amazing. I'm just wondering where the inspiration came from that song. I was wondering if maybe he wrote it in an Applebee's or just thinking about how great Applebee's is.
Well, yes, as Kinky Loco said in the chat earlier, Bad with 2Ds, who created that song pair.
Was there a show back then that Kinky Loco wasn't involved in? My God, he's still torturing me today about these fucking pig races.
Parody about Applebee's does have the voice of an angel, and he does look like a guy who would be inspired by Applebee's. I have never been in an Applebee's and been so inspired to write a song about how much I love an Applebee's, because most Applebee's I've been to are toilets. But Bad with 2Ds has taken a different approach, and I loved it. I think it's hilarious.
So that's something I could mention really quick is when I got into Rochester.
The song they're referring to is something that they played at the beginning of this episode. You can go back to watch Be Dabblin live, episode 13, to check that out. But due to time constraints, I kind of cut it out of this little clip here.
And was waiting for someone. I found myself at an Applebee's having some beer, and I was having a good time until I noticed some of the bugs that were flying around near my glass. I kind of decided to leave that Applebee's and just go back out to my car.
And that's the only time you've ever been to an Applebee's?
That I could remember. And I think maybe when Applebee's first came around town, I may have went, and just personally just wasn't my thing.
Sure.
Nothing against Applebee's. Obviously Bad with 2Ds loves it. But, yeah, I haven't been there in forever.
You know what I really like about Applebee's?
What's that?
Every time you go and eat at Applebee's, they never stab you in the back and go on WATP.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Croge has gone to Applebee's before, and even Carl has probably gone to an Applebee's before.
It's his show.
Oh yeah. I don't really have a defense other than, I guess I got really excited and I didn't think about the little people. Not that you're one of the little people, Cardiff. Please.
The little people. You still have to take me and Cardiff out for our steak dinner.
Please. I just, I was just so wrapped up in my head. And it was like, wait, do I talk here? Wait, do I talk here? Oh, God. And then it was a couple of times where it was like, no, why did I try there? And it was like, thanking people was the last on my mind. And why are you always forcing me to thank you for things and making me feel bad? I feel like I thank you a lot.
Let's remember, who got you to DabbleCon?
The Dabblers. They help support.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, including yourself.
Oh, okay.
Remember, Cardiff did a special stream like a couple months prior to DabbleCon where basically the whole idea of it was to help gain funds and support for El Harible to make it on his trip to DabbleCon. Because like he said, he was only going to go if the fans helped support him. And lucky for him, it did happen.
Oh, do you have a song?
Dabbler is a piece of shit. Piece of shit. Piece of shit. Dabbler is a piece of shit. He stabbed me in the back.
Nice.
Do you like my song, OJ?
Oh, it was well written.
Thank you. I've been working on it since about 3:00 this afternoon.
Wow.
When my heart broke.
Well, I didn't mean to break your heart. And I feel like we kind of started off on the wrong foot. So let's start this all over. Greetings, Dabblers, for some late night Be Dabbling with El Harible, the only show in the dabbleverse that won't piss on your shit. I'm your host, El Harible. My guest tonight, Mr. Cardiff Electric, and the voice in my head, OJ Sampson.
Be Dabbler said Carl called today. Come on, WATP.
He didn't call.
Even though it's Cardiff's spot, I'll do it anyway. I'm a piece of shit. I don't care about my friends. It's all about my career. And getting fucked in the rear end. That's all right.
I have a career.
That's
it's not
okay.
Really, it's not this. This is kind of more fun.
I'm singing a song.
Oh, sorry.
Just forget it. I'll save it for my channel.
It was beautiful.
Where people actually watch.
Hey, we have 48 beloved chatters right now, and that is pretty good for late night on a Saturday night, which reminds me, we better do the PFG bit of the day before it is a different day on the East Coast.
Can't wait to see this hacky shit.
What was that, Cardiff?
Nothing.
All right, Dabblers, it's that time for the color and the number of the day for February 11th, 2023. Oh, look at that. The color is a light goldenrod yellow. And my God, the number of the day again is number 1. What are the odds with all the numbers out there that's 2 shows in a row?
That's convenient.
Very
the number
convenient.
of the day is 1. That's the amount of times you'll ever appear on WATP.
I kind of feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
If you follow Be Dabbler, remember we would oversee kind of did like a take on Scorch's PFG color and number of the day. And post DabbleCon, he did it for like a few episodes where every color was a shade of yellow and every number was related to the number 1.
Potatoes can power a clock while Cardiff powers my cock. It's my birthday, bitches.
Thank you, Tuki's unpaid staff, for that generous super tip. And yes, I did make an AI voice of myself. God knows why I did it, but it's out there if you're into it.
I also find it ironic both times was yellow. Last time I believe it was canary yellow.
Well, you are very observant, OJ. You are correct. It's crazy.
I am really going to flex my WATP muscle. I'm going to do everything I can to have you banished now. You've pushed me too far, Be Dabbler. Too far!
Well, yes. I love when your eyes get all big. All right. So you guys want to watch some John clips from E since
I love when your head gets all big, you conceited cocksucker.
or should we try and take calls right now? Because should I try my call system?
This was at a time where BeDabblin decided he was going to take calls. It did it literally took like a few months for him to figure it out and to get it right. And even now, I think it's still not perfect, but it's better than what it was.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should at least give it a try, see if it's
Why don't you
working.
call your boyfriend Carl?
Okay, I would. Do you have his number? Tell Carl to call
yes.
I can hear you.
The first caller we're going to listen to is actually the great Ian Hawk.
Cool. Who is this?
This is Ian Hawk.
Oh,
I don't know why I just introduced him, knowing that he would eventually introduce himself. But yes, was he? I believe. I'm trying to think. I think Ian might have been the very first caller of Be Dabbling Live, because he eventually did do like his own little stream by himself one night where he decided to like try the phone system again. And good Lord, because every other call was just dropping words that I don't even want to say on my show.
oh, hi, Ian. How are you? A beloved chatter.
Oh, hello, Ian. How are you?
I can't hear Cardiff if he's there.
Can you ask Ian Hawk a question?
That was the issue at first with the calls where he could only, you could call into the show, but you could only hear Be Dabbler. You couldn't hear anybody else or anything he would play on his show. Like I said, it took a while for it to get kind of work out the kinks and get it all good. But I would like to say, as a call screener myself, that the calls are much better today.
Question for me, since you can't run a show and make him hear me, can you ask him if he thinks that you're a piece of shit for not thanking me on WATP today?
You can't hear Cardiff at all? You didn't hear any of that?
No. Only going through you. I was just calling to help you test it out.
Okay, I appreciate that. Well, that's good to know. So then I'm not going to take any calls. Cardiff wants to know if you think I'm a piece of shit as well.
Hey, go fuck yourself, you fucking WATP piece of shit.
Thank you.
All right. Love you.
Love you. All right.
This guy gets it.
Okay, so we're not going to do calls. I got to figure out how to get the guests.
Maybe you should try and take one more.
No.
No, maybe you should.
Okay. Wait. But no, I just closed everything.
I don't want to ruin the bit, but I'll tell you in a second. Hold on.
It's a pain in the ass. You want to watch John?
Sure.
Let's watch John. Yeah, the call thing isn't going to work. I'm sorry. And if you had a joke, I'm sure it's really good, but I wasted enough time trying.
I don't want to, talk, a little behind the fourth wall here, but there have been many times where we've taken callers, which happen to be Cardiff himself. He has a tendency to do that from time to time. And if you do catch it, or if you do notice, like, what caller Cardiff is, hey, let us know in the comments. But, yeah, he has a tendency to do that.
Also,
it's kind of like a little Easter egg for people out there if you're ever interested.
Oh,
yes.
I think it's time for me to say my favorite N-word.
What? No. Wait. I'm going to block you or mute you there. All right. And you are muted. So I know he said it. Oh, that reminds me. To the guy who said his favorite N-word 20 times on my voicemail, thank you for your creativity. We've decided to go another way, so I don't believe your voicemail will be played on the air, but thank you for your originality.
Norfolk.
Oh, wow. But don't some people say Norfolk?
Yeah, they're stupid.
Interesting. So in Minnesota, they say Norfolk.
Yes, we pronounce things properly in Minnesota.
Okay. Very nice.
Thank you.
What else?
I noticed, like, we've covered, like, a lot of Cardiff, like, up until this point, February 2023. And like I said, this was kind of like the first episode where the three of these guys are all together on Be Dabbling show. And you notice more and more Cardiff is dropping the whole, oh, this is Cardiff Electric. That whole, his voice thing. which I believe it all started when he decided him and Vinny were doing subreddit surfing. I think he realized doing that he couldn't, keep the gimmick of the this is Cardiff Electric. He had to actually talk a little bit more faster and whatnot. So when he would come on these other shows as Cardiff Electric, the old gimmick quickly went away. And even now, if you listen to like El Horrible on Saturday mornings, it doesn't sound like the El Horrible that he did when he first started the character. Eventually, Tukey will just end up sounding like Rocco also, if it hasn't already happened. Little KB too, for that matter.
I think that's pretty good. I know people are saying, they're asking, hey, what's the new color of the day, number of the day? That information isn't shared until Hawaii has already gone, to the next day. So we still have about 6 or 7 more hours until we find out what the color and number of the day is.
OJ, so gambling is also another one of your crippling dysfunctions.
Yes, absolutely. I would say that's the biggest one.
So gambling, disloyalty, and body.
Oh no, there's no loyalty, Cardiff. Come on.
No, it's fine.
You have to understand. I mean, I'm just a guy who used to have posters of those guys on my walls.
You had a poster of Carl on your wall?
Yes.
That's a great story.
Tommy, Vinny was actually the co-host of WATP today. They do their Saturday shows are kind of like members only, behind a paywall and whatnot. But yeah, man, Vinny's always around. I'm not sure if that's what you were referring to.
Can you imagine when they call you up and they're like, "Hey, we
Carl,
need you."
Carl is the only guy that has posters of Carl up on his wall. And I know for a fact because I saw his walls.
Has anyone seen the movie Rockstar? But yeah, I honestly, Cardiff, next time I will definitely get your approval, even though I think I did this time actually. But anyway, I will definitely get your approval next time.
No, 30 days written notice.
Oh. Well, what happens if I only get 2 days notice like this time?
Then you say no. I have to check with Cardiff.
Tommy, check out subreddit surfing. I don't know if you were interested in any of that, but those were the shows they did together. Yeah.
There's a waiting period.
Has El Horrible ever blacked out while gambling? No. I have pissed my pants though.
We're like 4 for 4 with these episodes I'm playing tonight where some fan of pig racing is on it. It's like the number one. God damn, dude. Who is this guy, Kiki Loco?
Blackjack table a couple of times because I didn't want to leave. It was so hot. What else? OJ, anything? Why OJ never appears on camera? OJ, you want to address that?
Well, I'll address that. If anyone who actually met OJ in Rochester, they would know the answer to this question.
Yes, I'm Jared. I'm disfigured
horribly,
and I'm pretty self-conscious about it. So that's the reason.
Mm-hmm. Horribly.
E-Rock's last name is another favorite N-word. Yes,
I love E-Rock. He's live right now. I should be on. I should be watching him play video games instead of.
Is he really?
Yes.
What, on YouTube or Twitch?
Twitch.
Oh, what video games is he playing?
Sea of Thieves. I just said it.
Oh, that game sucks. Why does he like that game?
Because he can play with his friends.
All right.
It's a good cooperative game.
I'm a huge fan of the Sex Bagel. I'm on Team Nagel.
Mm-hmm.
Team Nagel. Team Cardiff.
I will say, I was a little jealous that you did get to be on a show with the great Brian Johnson, co-host of Would You Kindly.
Oh, thank you. Yes, me too. And he said he had heard of me before. Isn't that great?
Yeah,
isn't that so cool?
No, that was not cool.
I know Cardiff's really upset with you, but I thought you did a great job on there. Replay.
There's a fine line between severe jealousy and being upset.
Now, for the record, Obnoxious John said the exact same thing to Kevin Dumbfuck Saturday morning. So, I mean,
Wow, I didn't know that was going to be timed so perfectly. This motherfucker, Kiki Loco. I didn't want it to have to do work anymore, so I created the Dabbleverse to continue and ruin John's life. I mean, if if the Dabbleverse had founding fathers, I know who will be on there. And even on the show we're watching, this motherfucker's everywhere. Who is he?
you know,
Have you changed your attitude at all towards Kevin OJ? Because I know when we
Who, me?
left, no, OJ.
why don't you specify in your question?
Well, I did say OJ, just as you were saying, who, me?
Well, then say it at the beginning of a question. So before
OJ.
you have two people on the show. So before asking anything, please identify who you are. We got to keep the show moving.
OJ.
You know, we're gonna lose listeners like this.
Kevin, the whole Kevin dumbfuck thing is a dead topic for me now. I feel like,
Well, we're gonna get into it. There's a few minutes left in this clip. Is OJ's take on the whole, or OJ's final take on whole Kevin dumbfuck shit.
We could keep going back and forth, and I don't want to do that. It's like I said.
Yes.
I'm just done with the whole thing.
Okay. And I am too. But I just wanted to give you a chance to, respond.
Who did you want to give a chance to?
To OJ.
Okay, well, specify. I thought you were giving me a chance.
OJ. Wait, for Cardiff.
Yes.
Shut up. OJ.
Who?
I just wanted to make sure that you were given the opportunity to speak whatever you wanted to. But yes, I feel the same way. I am taking the Howard Stern against Opie and Anthony tactic, where I feel the more we talk about him, the more listeners he gets and more attention he gets. And I don't want that. So we're just going to end it.
Well, I don't know if this is true or not, because I don't watch other people's things. I heard that from somebody.
Right.
But apparently Kevin may have suggested that he's not going to be covering anything from the Dabbleverse anymore, and he's just going to be concentrating on other things. So we'll see if that's true or not, but that's what I heard in the rumor mill.
I heard the same rumor. He said he was going to kind of steer away from the Dabbleverse. El Horrible always wins in the end.
Can I suggest you do the same thing?
And you know what? Excuse me.
Who, OJ?
Pardon me, Cardiff. I apologize, but I have to. This came to mind, and I don't want to forget it. A lot of people, and I appreciate all the love I've been getting from everybody, but I don't want Kevin Dumbfuck to replace or send me any money for anything. Okay, like I appreciate the idea and the gesture and all that, but I just want nothing to do with that situation at all. So money does not matter to me. I don't want any money.
I'm hearing the guilt in your voice, Obnoxious John. You're finally ready to come clean that you asked Kevin Dumbfuck to do this? I even heard future Obnoxious John call in to WATP today, even though I could barely get through that episode considering the guests he had coming on. But yes, care to comment on how you feel guilty that you demanded that Kevin pee on you and then you were embarrassed?
That is just absolutely false.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can I present some DMs that Obnoxious John sent to me earlier today?
Sure.
Hey, I thought those were private.
He sent me his address and he asked me to send him jars of my piss. Now, of course, obviously, I said there would be a charge for that because Cardiff doesn't piss for free.
Obviously.
Is
that clean piss? Can you also use it for drug tests?
No, do not. No.
Gotcha.
Not advised.
Well, that was the whole point of you sending it to me. You think? What do you think? I was going to dump it all over my jeans or something?
I don't know what you do with piss. Well, actually, I do know what you do with piss. Never mind.
Did you guys hear that caller on WATP from the future that tried to warn us all about some kind of horrible fire that was going to happen at a certain hotel?
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. Wonder who that was.
Saved
OJ, I don't
lives.
know if he did save lives. David or OJ, I don't know if you want to give out your donation link. You're more than welcome. David Chandler is asking for it.
No, stop it, Mr. Chandler. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. The whole Dabbleverse and beyond appreciates you. You do enough. I'm just a guy on here having fun. So
yeah,
OJ is just a guy.
Absolutely,
Just a guy who likes to get pissed on. Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No
kink shaming.
Just like there's
here.
nothing wrong with eating cum.
Exactly.
Yes.
Listen, we have a piss drinker, a cum eater, a sexual fetish mask wearer. We do not judge anyone here.
No.
So, but yes, David, thank you.
Except
for
backstabbers.
Thank you, David Chandler, for everything you do. But yeah, I know OJ. He doesn't care about the money, which is also funny that I heard from my spies that a certain person said he would send you money, but you have to contact him first.
They're referring to what Kevin mentioned earlier. We saw that he would pay OJ money for his jeans or his dry cleaning and whatnot.
And here's some. Okay, since we can't, it is still a fresh topic. So okay, it's not about the money to me. The money won't solve the problem. So if Kevin in his mind would think that I send him money and it'll be, oh, okay, I even sent him money. I did this, and it's okay. I don't understand. I just want it to be over. He could go his way. I'll go my way. No hard feelings from this side.
Agreed. All right. Well, that's it. That's the end of Pissgate. I think we've covered it extensively. I want to thank Muttering Jay, who is relentless.
Yeah, he really was. Whoever leaked all that stuff to him did a good job, and his reporting is fantastic.
He is on another level.
I know who you are, Muttering Jay.
It's Carlos Danger. I mean, it's obvious, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Allegedly.
Right.
Has Clamor and Carl been active lately?
Has
he gone into
I don't know.
hiding?
I feel like Kinky Loco would know that. I don't pay attention to. I don't even think I follow Clamor and Carl. But has John tweeted lately?
I don't know. I'm blocked.
I've seen him retweet a few just stupid things, but
I don't think Carlos is actually Muttering Jay or Muttering John. But that kind of wraps up OJ's and El Horrible's Pissgate saga. They don't want to talk about it. They continue doing shows. I mean, obviously, people would call in or message them about Kevin, and they wouldn't really talk about him and whatnot. But that leaves us. This one. Oh, thank God. For a second, I thought I lost it, but I didn't. Oh, shit. Thank you to this, what do you call them? Packages? Stevie Lou, who a few weeks ago, he found out, we were talking about Kevin Dumbfuck and all that. And he was like, oh, hey, by the way, after DabbleCon, the Ski Mask Media channel, you can still find episodes from back then when we had Kevin on and we were talking about it. This first clip we're going to watch from Ski Mask Media was Sad Chad episode 17. Now, during this time, Ski Mask was going at it with Zumok, and he was doing these weekly shows where he would kind of recap, Chad's week on YouTube and pretty much just shit on him. as a lot of people have done. Again, this was 3 years ago. I mean, not much has changed even today. But we got Earl Skakel at the bottom, Ski Mask, R.I.P. up on top there, and Kevin in the middle. And they're gonna. This is a few minutes here. They're gonna kind of. Kevin's gonna kind of give his little take on everything. This was from February 16th, so all these episodes that we watched so far tonight were kind of in order. Starting from February 9th, and now we're up to February 16th. So we're gonna hear. This was the first time I think Kevin was back on Ski Mask show. He was like a producer of the show at the time. So Ski Mask is gonna try to get him to talk about the whole Pissgate thing, but this clip I'm gonna tell you is only like 15 minutes. Following this, we do have the Ski Mask episode simply titled, Pissgate, which you can only imagine what that's going to involve, and that'll be our coup de grace. But before we get to that, folks, let's get into this here.
Just one thing, I don't know if we missed this, but I missed this. We got a $10 tip from Anonymous. Thank you very much,
nice.
Anonymous. Appreciate that. I turned off the alerts because you didn't like the voice, so sometimes I kind of miss them. But I got it.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm watching. We're watching.
Again, we covered a lot of Kevin stuff, even when he was helping out Be Dabbler, and what he would do is anything that he did on the show, like, I don't know what the fuck you would call it, like whether he was like moderating something or whether he like changed the setting or put up a chat, he had to like announce that he did it. Like he wanted he always wanted recognition for the littlest things he'd done on a show, which I mean, God, another reason why he never really gelled well with Be Dabbler.
Watching, we'll bring it up. If you got a super chat or something, we will definitely call you out, and we appreciate it.
I'm not going to interrupt the flow of conversation for the super chat, but we'll definitely bring it up. Am I right, Earl? Interrupting the flow of great conversation to bring up a super chat, not a fan.
Especially when you have a guest like me with bad Wi-Fi, you got to really stay focused.
Right. You got to stay in the zone. Of course, I knew this was going to come up.
You want to get to this now?
You're,
I know he knows about this. Earl is aware of the situation. He knows about the incident.
You know that Kevin here, of course.
I'm the one who pissed on the clothes.
Yeah, he peed all over John Dabbler's stuff.
Be Gabler. It's Be Gabler. Get it right.
But tell me again why you pissed on it.
So I accidentally blacked out. I took a muscle relaxer. I have a bad back, motorcycle accident, genetics, whatever. But
motorcycle accident, like, he just wants, I doubt it originally happened from a motorcycle accident. But as we know, like up until this point, his story was that he took, an Adderall, a muscle relaxer when he woke up, had a few beers, and by the time, they were back at the hotel that night, he completely blacked out. That's his story so far.
I was on a plane for hours the night before, took one in the middle of the day, helped me out. So the next morning...
Wait, Cap, this sounds like a lot of excuses.
I'm just explaining.
Blacked out.
No, I'm explaining. It's not an excuse. I'm just explaining. I woke up first thing in the morning. My back was killing me. I didn't sleep well. I took an Adderall, took a muscle relaxer, did my fucking gay yoga stretches.
Mixing drugs. Did the doctor say that you could mix the Adderall and the muscle relaxer?
Yes.
Okay. But it says on the bottle not to mix with alcohol.
Yes. Well, no, actually, on my bottle, it did not. I checked after the fact, and I don't know. It's a 10-year-old prescription, so maybe the don't drink with it kind of fell off. They kind of like slapped those extra stickers on.
Let's be honest with ourselves. You wouldn't have followed it anyway.
I might have had it like as something in my head, but it literally
no one ever follows that rule.
Look, it wasn't purposely. I took a muscle relaxer. I started drinking like crazy. It was not that. It was I took a muscle relaxer when I got up. A couple hours later, my back's feeling. Thank you, Baloney, for $4.20. A 10-year-old flex roll, 13 hours before. Yes. So I'll explain it. I took the muscle relaxer. A couple hours later, started drinking. My back felt better. I completely forgot that I ever took it. And I drank like crazy the whole day.
I thought muscle relaxers only last like
4 hours tops.
Dude, these things fucked me up. So
if there's anybody on that panel currently that would know the answer to that, I imagine it was Ski Mask. Once I'm done with these clips, stick around. I'll be watching pig racing, ladies and gentlemen. Nope. Not happening. Thank you, Tuki's unpaid staff, though. If that was you.
So side effects even lasted a week afterwards. I had
side effects from a pill.
I had the worst indigestion. I had, dude, I couldn't sleep. I had a burning like just right here in my throat, not here and not here.
It's probably from the 99 proof rum or whatever.
No, I was drinking vodka.
Well, wait, what muscle relaxer?
It's a Flexerol cyclobenzapine. But it says when I googled it after the fact, it says if you drink on these, one of the first side effects is blacking out and confusion, and that's exactly what I was. I was blacked out and I was confused. And I know people say this isn't an excuse, but I almost made it to the bathroom. This was a strange hotel room, completely blacked out. I was like 6 feet to the left. I would have been in the bathroom pissing in the toilet. I just missed it. And it wasn't people like there's all this vitriol and like thinking that I did this on purpose to like I planned it out to get blacked out, to wake up in the middle of the night, get butt naked.
I think people
and
are just having fun with it. It's fun.
Oh no, there's a lot of people who think it was like some kind of malicious act.
Well, if it was malicious, then the problem is that you got caught.
But it wasn't malicious. Why would I do that? Malicious?
I don't know. Why? I mean, no one knows. That's the thing.
Why would I ever do that? And they go, "Oh, why were you naked?" I'm like, "Why were I pissing?" What? I don't. How could I answer any of these questions?
I mean, there are some conspiracy theories going on out there that you guys were doing some gay stuff in there.
Yeah, I did hear this.
You got caught, and
you
in
did
order
bring
to
that
get
up.
out of it, like the theory was that you peed.
Yes.
To make up the excuse.
Yes, I do have some rebuttals from the last.
I had a theory a little while ago that the whole Pissgate thing was a work, that it didn't happen, that somehow these two, him and OJ, conspired this whole pissing saga to somehow get into El Horrible's for OJ to get in El Horrible's good graces, to get him on the show, to eventually one day turn on El Horrible, and then OJ and Kevin Dumbfuck will come back with their own show and be like, the end all be all of the Dabbleverse. Unfortunately, my theory in the end was wrong. I mean, it was just a Dabbleverse theory. Is there any chance of that still being true? I highly doubt it.
Sad Chad. Yeah, if we're gonna get into this, no, there was no gay shit.
Don't judge.
No, I don't judge either, but I think if there was some gay shit, he would have done what he should have done, to just like kick my ass and make me clean it all up, and then everything's cool. But that's not.
So are you saying he should have kicked your ass?
Yeah, anything. Everybody's like, KB's like fucking. KB's like, I'll kick his ass, but I think you guys or Stevie Lou said he should have sprayed me with the fire extinguisher. Yeah, 100%.
No, we were saying that you should have sprayed the other guy with the fire extinguisher.
Really?
The guy who wouldn't shake your hand. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were. So I got confused. I thought you were saying that OJ should have sprayed me with the fire extinguisher because I pissed on his luggage.
No, you should have made a scene. Fire extinguisher makes a scene every time.
Okay, well, either way, you should have kicked my ass. You should have sprayed me with the fire extinguisher or whatever. But that would have been the path I would have chose for a friend. Not what he did.
Listen, no one's a friend on the internet.
No, I will. Yeah, I guess so.
Earl,
But you had a good time that weekend, right?
No, it was a shit show from start to finish. From my travel getting there to my travel getting back, the whole fucking time was a waste of time.
We heard his travel woes earlier on, but real quick here. I'm sorry, folks. I hate to do this to you. Yeah. The reason why I kind of want to skip forward through a little bit of this is because some of this stuff will get repeated into the next clip that we're gonna. It's not really. It's a little bit longer than a clip, but a lot of the stuff that they talked about in this episode was stuff that we pretty much already found out from these other clips tonight. But this is the first, like I said, this was the first time Kevin showed back up on the Ski Mask show, and Ski Mask definitely has some questions for him. But thankfully, don't worry, folks, we're not done yet. The coup de grace of the Pissgate saga is right here. But I do kind of want to save you guys the troubles. I know it's been 2.5 hours, and I know this next clip is about like an hour. I mean, I do apologize. And again, if anybody has anything going on tonight, these shows are always up free for everybody. So you can always check it out whenever. But I know there's many choices tonight, but you all chose to be here, and I greatly appreciate that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump right into Sad Chad episode 18, Pissgate. That's the title of it, folks. No other. What else? What more can I say? We get Ski Mask, Kevin Dumbfuck, Stevie Lou, and a special guest they bring on that has a little insight onto the whole a doctor, if you will. They bring on to help talk about what happened with Kevin and his woes and mixing medications and whether or not it was a good idea. All that and more we're going to get to in this final package here. So without any further ado.
Thank you. Sad Chad. We welcome our next guest. We have Dr. Avalanker here. Is that how you say it?
Avalanker.
That's correct. Avalanker is how it's pronounced, but however you like to pronounce it is fine with me.
Or Brucey Baby.
Show.
He also goes by Brucey.
We read our medical disclaimer here for you to be a witness between these two gentlemen. That way you're free to say what you want on this podcast concerning that we won't get in trouble as much as yourself with your licenses. So, Kevin, I understand you had some questions for Stevie Lou last week. But
not questions, rebuttals and comments, and showing him how stupid he is. More to that, effect.
Okay, so we just wanted to have, in case there was any sort of dispute that needed to be settled in a medical method, we've got a board-certified physician.
That looks like a real background. That definitely is not green keying out around his head. Definitely.
I'll
not.
tell you what. I mean, he's got a professional microphone over there, which I've never seen.
Right.
That's like a drum mic. It looks like
he's got the doctor hat. I mean,
is that an SM58?
57.
That's beautiful.
Wow. I mean, if you could look at a random microphone and know exactly like what it is, I mean, kudos to you, dude. But yeah, they bring on Dr. Alvin Nacker, who has like insight onto like obviously mixing drugs and alcohol. The reason why they brought him on mainly was because Kevin, we found out those muscle relaxers he was using or that he took at DabbleCon happened to have been 10 years old or expired 10 years prior. Why he was still holding on to this specific bottle, I mean, we can only hope to get into it here, but why am I talking?
I think that's an expensive mic that only doctors can really afford.
Right.
So,
look, listen, Kevin. All I'm saying is he's got the files and the books to back it up here. So he's more or less here's a witness to prove. No, he's here. He's fine. He's fine. Look,
yeah, he's gone. That's a book there. He's showing us a book.
Yeah. Just tell us what the book is. Alcohol abuse. You can read the title of the book.
Video podcast.
Is this an intervention?
He's not a professional.
It's not
comedian.
an intervention. He's here as a professional doctor, Kevin.
Yeah, I buy it.
I believe Dr. Steve would appreciate this book. This is the Mayo Clinic Family Health Book. The Mayo Clinic.
Wow, those guys are good. Yeah,
I like
Shout out
Mayo.
to Dr. Steve.
Delicious.
Knocking a little break down the fourth wall. We did try to get Dr. Steve for this episode, and we weren't able to make it happen in time.
He's coming soon, but for now we settled with the Hood Doctor, who also has a proven record. Just
Dr. Steve would have been great for this at the time.
So Kevin and the rest of the listeners know, Dr. Avalanche here has a proven record in court.
He's got an AIDS book. What?
Yep, he's got an AIDS book, Kevin or Stevie, just in case you guys need that.
That's true. I'm susceptible.
Yeah, people who are not on the Kevin train are starting to get into the chat. So we really need to get into this conversation to try to move some sides here. Now, Kevin, I'll let you have the floor since you were the host last week with me. You have the floor on about the episode that you had missed out on, of course.
Yes. So I just took some notes. Some things that's
What happened was Ski Mask and Stevie Lou, I believe, did an episode. I don't believe it was a Sad Chad. I think it was maybe like a Ski Mask show or something where they did it without Kevin and they were talking about a lot that was going on.
Stevie kind of got wrong because he's listening to somebody else that doesn't know. So the first thing was the hotel. You said that David Chandler paid for the whole thing. Where did you get that information from?
Okay, can I amend that statement a little bit, if that's all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And especially since you're here. So I remember before DabbleCon, you and that guy OJ were running these major promotions on your podcast. Like it was called Send Us to DabbleCon. It was literally called Send Kevin and OJ to DabbleCon, right? And I have it under pretty good suspicions or information. I forget which is which.
Okay.
But David Chandler, the great David Chandler,
yes,
was one of the major benefactors.
Absolutely.
Not only just in the super chats and the extreme things that you were getting, but also he was maybe sending extra funds out to you guys as a thank you for doing your show. Now, I know you did say that you ended up buying some equipment with that.
I don't think it's no secret here that obviously Chandler kind of helped these guys get to DabbleCon back then. Even in the previous episodes that we watched with Kevin now Replay, they talked about how they had I don't think they were YouTube monetized at the time. Remember, they had a thing called like Buy Me a Coffee or the Ko-Fi link where you could send like donations that way. But they also had Streamlabs. Or Kevin was a big proponent of Streamlabs, and you could do like the whole voiced or text to voice, basically like a precursor to Super Tips. And we played a few of those in which Chandler would donate them. He was the guy who always did the L. But one guy who doesn't do that with Super Tips in his own way. Did I fucking put this up right? Oh, is the great Tommy. Jesus, what the fuck is this? No. We don't do pig races here, Tommy. I am sorry. That's obviously AI, folks. Wow, you even got the people on the bottom watching. I always worry about AI. I'm almost afraid they're gonna like take over our lives and shit like that. Like Skynet, but the AI and this super tip thing, it's kind of fun. Thank you, Tommy. That's a cool picture, man. I greatly appreciate that. But not as much as I appreciate EFS gifting 10 Ooga Booga memberships. Thank you, EFS. It was a pleasure meeting you again at Hackamania, playing crafts with you. And thank you again, man, for all those. Super Bowl next year.
As well.
Yeah.
But are you telling me that those donations that were sent out from David Chandler and the other kind folks out there were only earmarked for equipment and were not
it was for DabbleCon in general, but I ended up using it for equipment. And then after the whole Be Dabling thing, all the donations dried up. So what I was planning on things were going to keep coming in, they didn't. So I used all the money that I had for equipment, and then the extra money, I had about $100 to go towards the hotel room out of the $700 I spent.
Wouldn't you say, though, that in theory, the better move is to get the hotel taken care of first? Because without the hotel, you're not going to need the equipment. You didn't end up needing the equipment.
Yeah, especially in places like Rochester, where you don't know it's going to be cold.
Well, the equipment I have to order,
at least
the hotel
in my,
I can get.
If I'm planning a trip, I would say
Hotels
let's get the
first,
hotel
yeah.
first. You know, so like if you're spending this money that was supposed to be for this trip on things other than the hotel first, I think that you can't use that later on as
I
like
didn't.
a reasoning
So
for saying
the reason
you
I was
didn't pay
waiting,
for the hotel. So.
the reason I was waiting is I didn't know where everybody's staying. I didn't want to get a hotel and then have to, be a mile away from everybody else. I was trying to wait. Nobody like really told me where they're staying.
Yeah, but
that's why I was waiting. I'm just. You could say it's a bullshit excuse, but that's what I was waiting. I'm like, I don't want to just get a hotel everywhere.
like,
I want to
listen-
be where people are going to be there.
Well, then why not just ask? Like, hey, you're going to DabbleCon, right? What hotel you staying at? Maybe I'll get a room. That's all you had to do. And again, he's saying that he spent a lot of the money like on equipment to do live streams while at DabbleCon. I mean, I know this past Hackmania, there were a lot of people brought their equipment and stuff to do live streams up in the room. Good for them, it's obviously a lot to travel with and whatnot. And, when you're at these events and stuff, sometimes it's like hard to find time to like do all this live streaming and shit, It's a lot more easier if you just hit like go live on your phone and walk around outside of a hotel like an idiot for 10 minutes like I do. But I mean, what he's saying here is basically a lot of that money that Chandler sent him didn't necessarily go towards the room and whatnot. It went towards, XLR cables and shit like that, which I can't imagine they wouldn't have already have that they're using while he's doing his show that he can just pack up in a box and bring with him. But then what did he really do with the money, huh?
There, so I'll wait.
And listen, I don't want to. This is getting heated, and I don't want it to be heated.
Not getting heated. I'm just explaining. You're just saying it's an excuse. It's a fucking reason.
I personally feel
it's a reason, not an
rising
excuse.
A little bit, and I'm trying to keep it level-headed, buddy. And I don't want you to feel like you're being completely cornered here. And
I
mean, I don't feel like that at all. I just feel like you're an idiot and you're wrong.
He already cornered himself once. Now let's go to the doctor. The doctor here. Would you book the hotel room first,
or would you start buying expensive mics, extra mics?
They weren't very expensive.
I believe that probably the logical thing to do would probably be to get make sure you have a room booked and ready for that equipment. Yes, before you.
Here's another thing: is I thought maybe OJ would be able to get his own hotel room. I thought I was only worrying about myself.
Like prior, or like did you
didn't discuss
that week talk?
No, it was, dude. Honestly, we thought the money was going to keep coming in. It would be a non-issue. We'd each have our own hotel room. This would be a non-issue, and then everything changed.
So he's saying that they were relying on super chats to help finance their trip to DabbleCon and whatnot. I don't think that's obviously a good idea, but that's what he's saying.
I mean, I understand that, right? And I don't want to bring OJ too much into this. I know he doesn't want to get involved anymore in this. I don't speak to him often, but I did reach out to him afterwards just to make sure that things were like, I didn't want to upset people by, saying, hey, listen, Kevin Dumbfuck is our guy. You know what I mean? So no matter what happens here with him, he's our guy. And I'm not the kind of...
I haven't even said like one bad thing about OJ. This whole episode is all about Kevin Dumbfuck pissing on his...
A fucking asshole that just throws someone to the side just over some one thing. You know what I mean? So yeah.
But why do you have to make sure that's okay with OJ?
Because he's the other party in this situation. He's it's you two in this situation, really. You know what I mean? And I wanted to get his side because I feel like he's not a very public person. You, on the other hand, are. And that's not a knock on you. That's just how it is, And he has now gone on a few times on other shows to try to clear out some air. And I think most people out there just want to kind of get to the bottom of some things and maybe even let this die at this point. I think we're ending.
That's why we have the doctor here.
That would be nice.
We're going to go over most of everything. We're not going to hash it out too much. And then it's got to be squared away because like even after last week's episode, that's all Twitter was talking about was the piss stuff. And then a lot of people have questions. I just want to make sure that it's confirmed by the doctor here about why maybe this could have happened with the pills. And he's got the books to back it up.
Oh yeah.
I'm giving you guys a chance to talk about the whole thing. And who cares who talked to who? The bottom line is that was a situation between you guys, and that's all that really matters. the fact that it got hashed out for this long and people went from, maybe making this thing hilarious to actually caring about it and posting about it and making hashtags
You put the L's in the chat for Stevie Lou and Weecock.
and being stupid and whatever, which sucks on your end. I know it blows. People have done that shit to me before.
The doxing definitely sucks.
Yeah, I want to go on the record. I didn't want to bring that up because I am still really not cool with how that went down, buddy. And I'm really sorry. I think the whole internet community, if you go look, I think that post got one fucking like, and that guy's stuff usually gets some traction. I think that's a sign to you, bud, that like no one was really cool with that. And I think that guy's got a bone to pick with you.
I don't know why.
Oh well, let's leave that out. But let's just say he's got a bone to pick with you, and we can all hear. Even Doctor could probably tell you how that shit kind of can come and stab you in the ass real hard sometimes.
Right? Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah, it's hard. So, I mean, getting into
let's go to the next. Do you have any other?
Yeah. So I've never shit in a drawer. So still, Steve, even though you did that when you're younger, that's still way worse than anything I've done.
When I was 16 years old.
Yeah, that you can't just
I had barely become a man. I had.
Of course, Stevie tells us the story. Am I going to Raw News next week, dude? That's what I wanted to. Well, possibly. There may not be a date night next week. I'm just gonna say that right now, folks.
I'd barely become a man, and yeah, we party pretty hard where I'm from. I'm from New Rochelle, New York.
New Rock City.
No, that's
New Rock City.
And we were I used to have a bar tab at a bar when I was 16 years old. I was able to keep a tab. You'd go in, you'd put $40 behind underneath the Jägermeister bottle, and you'd literally drink for the whole
good old
weekend.
Jaeger.
We'd buy really shitty pot from the Bronx and listen to bad country songs at closing time.
Yeah,
so,
I
came home and I shit in a drawer.
I never made it to closing time.
I mean, personally, I shat in my own drawer at my own home. I didn't piss on someone else's stuff in a hotel.
Yeah, that is the major
key
difference
you think that
here.
there's
Now,
equivalency there, but I'm going to
again. That's why I go back. This would be a funny story if we were all in our own hotel rooms.
This is why we have the doctor here. Doctor, what would you say is worse? Which is worse, doctor? A 16-year-old man getting overserved at a bar, coming home, shitting in his dresser drawer, and
overserved. So you don't take any responsibility.
I overserved. No,
he was 16. Kevin Dumpfuck here, I believe, was what? Let's just call it an even 40.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that at all. Being overserved doesn't necessarily take the responsibility off of me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the real important thing is that I shit in a drawer. It's not about how high or drunk I got or how I got there. It's that I got so bad that I shit in the drawer. You know what I mean? So, but doctor, please, let's clear this one up and not get in the mud here. Which is worse? A young man, 16 years old, shitting in his drawer, drunk, or I don't want to say your age, but an adult male pissing on another man's
fully grown
luggage, naked, in a hotel.
Yeah, I don't even know. I can't explain that one.
Well, first I'd have to know you were only on alcohol, Stevie Lou. You weren't
at that time. I was actually just starting my journey into cannabis as well. So it would have been alcohol and cannabis only, no pills. That's a great point. I did not really start fucking with pills until a little later, like I was 19. So 16 I wasn't doing muscle relaxers and stuff, but I've definitely done them.
I was. Well, you know what?
That's why you're the doctor.
I'd have to say.
It's actually why he's not a doctor.
You know what? Seeing that Mr.
Okay, Steve. The doctor here does have experience. Okay, folks. I'll just let you know that
Kevin Dumbfuck was on a combination of alcohol and a muscle relaxer.
And cannabis, if you want to add that on. I don't know if we're going to.
That's fair.
But sure, definitely always cannabis.
That's fair.
You can't really blame weed on whether or not you shit in a drawer or pissed on someone's clothes. Weed, no.
Okay, and also this will also help the context. Were you drinking beer or liquor? Both of you.
Vodka.
And
straight vodka.
Me, I was the guy that would start off with beers, but I'd chase them with a few shots, and then I'd turn to the hooch. Sorry, what do they call it? The hooch. Then I'd go straight hooch near the end of the night when it was fucking guns blazing.
That's a new one to me, Kevin. I do have this question myself. If you went there to have fun, why are you just drinking straight vodka? I only drank
That's just
vodka
what I drink.
when I wasn't having a good time and I wanted to fucking die.
That's just what I drink.
Are you
That's what I'm
Russian?
drinking right now.
Are you Russian?
Are you drinking now?
This is just straight vodka.
Exclusive. Straight. Can we see that again one more time? Yeah, I was sure people would be cutting, clipping, tweeting that. Just because. But that's Kevin. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. We're molding you. We're molding you because that's something you should do. If somebody calls you an alcoholic in the chat, you put up the fucking glass, dude.
Yeah, I don't care.
You put it up. You're like, yeah.
People going,
look at me.
why are you still drinking? Why are you still drinking? Use your rock
lot of
bottom. I'm
people
like,
say
that's.
that, yeah.
You think that's a rock bottom?
God bless Ski Mask. That's all I'm saying.
That should have been a fun fucking story. It just got turned into something else.
That's not a fun story. That's
Well, it's not fun.
Yeah, if he talked to me and I cleaned all his shit the next day, we all laughed about it. It would have been a
But it
fucking
didn't
fun
happen.
story.
I said you should have went live immediately.
Can we get a ruling from?
Well, I have a response to that as well.
But let's just get a ruling first on the.
All right, I'm gonna have to be honest. I'm gonna have to say Steve Lou is probably a little worse that you were drinking beer and just smoking cannabis and went home and shit in your drawer at
Wow.
age 16.
I wasn't expecting that.
It's a fair show, bud.
Don't worry. I'm gonna try to keep things. I'm gonna try to keep things fair. Not.
You don't have to try anything. It's truth here. You're the doctor. Don't tell me if I have AIDS. If I don't have AIDS.
I'm just putting my.
The doctor's basically trying to see like who's worse for wear, Kevin Dumpfuck or Stevie Lou.
Well, I'm just putting myself in that situation, and I've been in both places. I've been to Atlantic City, and I've drank a little bit too much, and I was also on pills, but I also never pissed or defecated on anything except for in the toilet bowl.
Nice. Not even.
This is
on
the
top
first
of the
time it's
tank?
ever happened to me. First time ever in my whole life. I've never
Now
done
you
anything.
blame
And I would
it
tell you.
possibly on the prescription drugs being expired.
It doesn't matter. It only makes them a little weaker. It doesn't make them not like non-effective.
Let's get the doctor can give us a quick hit answer there. Is that true?
No, that if anything, it would make the pills weaker. It wouldn't make the effects any different or change the effect of the pills. You're still
Okay. So
consuming
then,
the same
then why
chemical.
would you keep referring to it as a 10-year-old prescription, a 10-year-old prescription instead?
Okay,
of
here's
saying a
why.
prescription?
Because
Doesn't
I've had the same bottle for 10 years that shows that I hardly ever use them.
Well, okay.
That's
hold
what
on,
the point
hold
was.
on.
I
No
rarely
doctor.
take this.
Okay, let's get a doctor's advice here.
If you got a bottle, if you have like any sort of like medication that's 10 years old, I believe, well, I might get the doctor's point of view on this, but don't quote me on this, but I believe like the older the medication is, like the less potent they are, less active they are. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong because I never in my life had or took ingest medication that was even expired or God forbid 10 years old.
I'm sorry, that's not how prescriptions work. No.
Yes, it is. Your take as needed. It says on the thing,
No, but
take as
that's
needed.
only during your need for your. Oh, all right. Well, let's get the doctor
Back
in here.
pain?
Doctor,
My
have
back
you ever
pain is
in your
gone?
professional advice in your career?
Supposedly if he had like this back pain for like 10 years, I mean, how bad could have had it been if he's still after 10 years on the same bottle of muscle relaxers?
Have you ever heard of a doctor say, hey, I'm going to give you this prescription and you should just only take 10 of that prescription and hold on to it for the rest of your life and only take them?
Why would they say
as
that?
needed?
That's
Or
ridiculous.
should they say, there's an end life on this and you're supposed to come back to me and we'll reassess? Because another thing I wanted to say, buddy, is that did that doctor that prescribe you those back pain pills know about your Adderall prescription
No, I
as well?
took I only started Adderall
Let me,
recently.
as an adult to an adult, try to explain something to you really quick. When you start mixing cocktails of prescriptions without medical advice, there is no excuse for that whatsoever. So
the
let me tell
Adderall
you
is
one more- let
not.
me tell
It
you one
doesn't
more
come
thing.
into
Now
play.
I'm
But the
getting
Adderall
heated.
doesn't come into. If
Let
I
me
took
tell you
more
one thing-
Adderall,
one
it would
thing,
have helped
buddy.
me not
Listen,
black out.
Let me tell you, buddy. I know this is going to be hard to hear, but if you had taken that prescription and that vodka, and instead of pissing on OJ's stuff, You got behind the wheel and you crashed and killed someone. And you went to court and you tried pulling all these excuses you've been trying to pull. Your ass would be so fucking far underneath the jail, you wouldn't even have time to breathe, bro. It would be a bad scene for you. You know what I mean? Oh, that's not an argument. What don't you understand about that?
Is this a legal proceeding?
Well, I'm just trying to tell you that your excuses that you've been using for the situation would not hold up in a court of law for a
Who the fuck cares if they would hold up in a court of law? This is you three fucking assholes. You think this has anything to do with anybody here fucking qualified to go speak in court? No, only as maybe a defendant.
Well, all right,
come on. You're trying to tell me anything? Come on. That's such a stupid thing. That you're going to compare this to, if it doesn't play out in a court of law, you don't have anything to say to defend yourself. That's fucking retarded.
No, not that you don't have anything to say for yourself, but if you use those specific excuses that you're using as a defense, they would throw your ass in jail.
I think that's true, but I think what Kevin Dumbfuck is trying to say, and I agree with him, is that he's trying to say that he is proving that he hadn't taken those pills all the time, so he had a very low tolerance to those pills.
Yes, and I've never ever drank on them, so I hadn't.
Again, I just can't imagine if you had back pain that was so bad to still be on the same bottle of pills after 10 years. And after 10 years, still have it around. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Here we go again. Oh my, $2 Canadian. Do they watch pig racing? Hashtag pig race spring 2026. Spoiler alert, they don't watch pig racing. Neither do I.
No clue. Again, that's my fault for not looking it up. And I completely forgot that I even took them when I really started drinking. My back started feeling better, and I didn't even think about it. And I never experienced that. If I had known, I probably would have been like, yeah, fucking just deal with the back pain and, do that. But it was excruciating.
So for example, I would say if...
I'm going to read they put up a chat on their end by Cardiff. I have a hard time believing that somebody would hang onto a bottle of pills for 10 years and not take them regularly. Exactly. It just happens to bring them along on a random trip. I completely forgot that. These 10-year-old bottle of pain pills, he's like, I'm going to DabbleCon. Gotta stock up, bro. YouTube terms of service.
So say if Kevin Dumbfuck had been taking those pills every day and took the entire bottle and took those pills every day, his tolerance to those pills would be much lower. And if he took that pill that night and drank alcohol, he may not have had any really bad effects because his tolerance would have been so low.
Though, but Dr. Alliker, he took that pill that morning.
Okay,
so
that is
another issue what I had.
Well, I also took one the day before.
These pills have they process through your bloodstream.
Yeah,
they
have
go
a
through your
half-life.
liver. Yeah, no, more than a half-life. A half-life is actually more when you're talking about how long they sat on your shelf. That's what a half-life is. Because half-life is about
that's
their
nice.
activity.
See, the doctor knows you're wrong.
The doctor,
the opposite.
I'll tell you it is the opposite.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about atoms and a half-life, and we're talking about chemistry, which is what I'm talking about. We're talking about the periodic table.
We're talking about the half-life of medicine.
The halflife for
we're talking about
medicines
the effects that
medicines
to get processed through your body.
Medicines are elements, man. They are a lot of times they're made from they come
Dr.
as,
Stevie.
Yes, they're made of made of a combination.
So listen, when they're talking about
atoms.
half-life, they're talking about how active is that material in oxygen in our atmosphere, in the Earth's rotation, and how potent, like plutonium, for example. They're
talking
half-life.
about.
No.
That's not that
These are
half-life.
two
That's
different
radioactive half-life is completely separate than what we're talking about.
That is true.
Listening to these four guys try to explain chemistry is it's hard to listen to, but I understand people. God damn it. The Tommy Jordan. Was it you? Were you the DoorDash driver? My God, it looks like it was. And are you holding? What the fuck are you holding? You're holding somebody's. You're delivering John his wig. My You look. All right. I told you, folks. The super tip AI thing is it's pretty goddamn good. And thank you, Tommy. I knew it was you. I always knew it was you.
Let me just say, cyclobenzaprine has a half-life of 8 to 32 hours, which is extremely long. So that
And
means
I took a pill the day before, so I had that in there as well.
How many hours was it? Sorry.
8 to 32.
Between 8 and 32. So yes, he took a pill yet the day before. So that is still in his system. The next day.
This doctor sucks.
All right, these effects you're talking about that could last more than 8 hours, those would be mild.
I wish I could
side
last
effects.
more than 8
Those
hours.
would not be your blackout scenarios would only normally happen due to the pills in the initial first 4 or 5 hours. A pill
first- Not
taken, doctor.
Let's see. Does
Spy report, Kinky Loco. You might want to go check one of Mammy's tweets from yesterday, where she tells everyone who the real eater of her groceries was. Spoiler alert. It was me.
First of all, we need to know: is this extended release or instant release?
I don't know. Let me go look. I'll be right back.
Hold up. How can he look if the label is rubbed off the bottle? How can he look? Remember last week I asked a question about the bottle and he said the label was rubbed off after being so old. It sounds like a lot of excuses now, but I know everyone is tired of this thing. I'm tired of receiving the report from both sides, so we had to settle it here in the court of law with the doctor. Okay.
No, it doesn't say.
Is that motherfucker wearing a steel toe hoodie? Jesus Christ. I know we just rolled up onto the 3-hour mark, and a fair warning, there's like another 30 minutes left of this current clip. And we might have to call it a night after this, folks.
The extended release just says 10 milligrams.
So I'd assume that that's normal.
So then extended release would be like, that would be in your system for up to 60 hours, which is a long time. So let's say we're going to put it in the middle. Let's say between 8 and 32, let's say 18 hours it was in your system. So you're still going to have you're going to have about 5 milligrams the next day still in your system. Since it's 10, you're taking 10 milligram pills, 5 milligrams is going to be, you're going to piss that out, within a couple hours. Then the other 5 milligrams is still going to be in your system.
No,
when
it's
you
got my
take
name
that-
on it. I got a
when you
picture I
take
can
the
show.
pill the
Don't
next
put it
day.
up, yeah.
I have a picture I can show.
Listen, thank you for clearing that up, doctor. Then if I'm mistaken on that, thank you for, and again, if
I know
folks
what
out
you're
there,
talking about. I know what you're talking about, like how uranium has like
right, so then I'm off base, and I apologize, and
half-life.
I'll admit that I'm wrong there. And thank you, doctor, for being so knowledgeable on abuse of pharmaceuticals.
Right, you got a lot of fine books there. I would expect that. So that was a very good knowledge point. Thank you.
Yes, and what happens? See, the thing with that, the reason this happened when you mix it with alcohol is what metabolizes these drugs. These drugs are both.
That's why mixing Xanax and booze is awesome. Hold on.
Don't interrupt the
Xanax and Xanax, booze, and Flexeril, cyclobenzaprine, right there, the muscle relaxer, are all metabolized by.
I don't know if you're able to see it on your screen, but at the very bottom of the pill bottle, right above where it says the word times until, it says basically it says to discard after 05, 06, May 6, 2014. The airing of this episode was February 23rd, 2023. So, do the math, folks.
By the CYP450 enzyme, there's cytochrome P450, which is an enzyme in the liver.
Damn.
Now, if you take more than a drug or more than one drug that is metabolized by that cytochrome, these drugs will compete for metabolism, which will make the end.
The audio issue is on their end from the great doctor.
Enzymes will have put way more of this stuff into your bloodstream.
Got it.
It will increase the amount in your bloodstream
Got
because
it, doctor.
they're
Really
metabolized
quick,
by the
I
same
think
enzymes.
you're speaking way over a lot of folks in our audience's head, but I understood what you're saying. So
Oh,
let me-
yeah, sure you did.
Let me try to dumb it down.
Put it in layman's terms.
That yes, so this could put something to bed, folks. That what Kevin did was kind of dangerous, and not putting
Yeah,
the
I'd-
blame on you, Kevin, but like you
No,
did
I'd
end
say
up like really
if anything,
poisoning,
it should
you
be
poisoned yourself.
If
you know,
anything, it
so-
should be a PSA to never fucking take muscle relaxers and drink, and that's what I said from the beginning.
Correct,
I fucked up.
again,
I take all the
again, we're not-
responsibility.
we're not here
I'm
to
not
just
trying to
fuck you.
deflect blame. I'm just trying to.
It seems like Kevin was saving those muscle relaxers for 10 years, like waiting for like, you know, whether it was like his Coachella, you know, his Woodstock, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you know. He was like, DabbleCon's coming. Dude, I've been holding on to these pills for 10 years. It's going to be a fucking party. You know, that's what his thought was, obviously.
Explain what happened. I take all the responsibility. Everybody's like, you're not taking
Kinda
no.
disagree
It's
with
just
his deflection.
how?
I'm not gonna,
How? I'm saying this is what happened. I did
from
this.
the
I took
trying
that.
to like okay, let's go back to that hotel thing. Why would you even put that out there about OJ and the hotel?
Because
Why would you
everybody
put
was
that-
telling me like, and then you saying DC paid for the whole thing. Like, no, he didn't.
Why did it ever even breach to the public knowledge in the first place? Like from man to man, buddy, I kind of keep that shit quiet.
I
personally.
would have
Like,
if
you know what I
OJ
mean?
didn't go
That
and
was
just
kind of
at
a
the
shitty
first
move.
chance. Oh yeah, if OJ played it differently, this whole thing would be different.
Dude,
but
wait,
he
first
at
of all,
the
and also
let me
how-
just
okay.
finish. Let me finish. At the first fucking chance he got, he threw me under the bus and jumped onto the next rung of the ladder.
Oh.
Well, you
You
pissed
sent
on
him, in your own words, you sent him hundreds of text messages. That is not a
Not
proper
100. I mean,
response.
exaggerated.
Your
I got a
words
lot,
were
though.
100, but
A
okay,
lot.
let's just
It was
say
a
a
lot.
lot of text
Hundreds.
messages. If I got a problem with somebody and they start bombing my phone with
Yeah.
texts, and this was a bad
I'm gonna
problem,
call
like
the
they pissed
motherfucker.
all over my shit, I'm gonna put you on block and fucking maybe take some shots at you, buddy. You know what I mean? That
Well,
from a
if
man
you
to
like
man,
the
Stevie Lou definitely has some points here.
that's not a
Person-
professional way to really go about your business.
Wait,
you
how
know?
about you to answer the text and be like, let's work it out?
Oh, like there's apparently some sort of financial thing that hasn't still to this day been squared away, and you're still holding
It's
on
nothing
to that.
to do about financial. We're
It
talking
did at
about
one
him
point, though.
getting.
Yeah, like really quick, they threw up like a chat from Carlos, which said, I thought some of the money that Chandler gave you went towards his dental work," which he talked about on one of these previous shows we listened to tonight, where he mentioned he had like a high dental bill from like just prior to DabbleCon. And then, you know, he spent money on obviously, you know, XLR cables for the trip and everything. So did a lot of that money that he got from people like David Chandler to help these two guys go to DabbleCon, did a lot of that ended up being used on DabbleCon, or did Kevin Dumbfuck use it for other things? Who knows? And will we ever know? No, we wouldn't. No, we're never gonna know the truth here, folks. I'm sorry.
Getting mad about what I did and then just not talking to me and never
Felt like
working
you
it out,
tried to
never
kinda-
wanting to. He never wanted to make it right. He just wanted to move on and
you
just
don't
didn't.
Like
have
I said
to.
though, like I
He
said,
don't owe you
can we put
nothing.
one
He-
thing in the fucking
didn't-
clouds? Because I can't stop thinking about it, because every time something new comes up, a new developing thing that hasn't been said, it looks like both OJ and Kevin both went through great lengths to blame this somehow on the other person. Can you just
Why am I
please, for
blaming
once-
this on him?
No, for once and for all, because you say he went to lengths, you went to lengths. Were you guys just sucking each other off in there, and you really this is all cover up?
Hey, I was blacked out. I could have been. I don't know. My throat did hurt for like a couple days after that. A lot of
Clip it.
people said he could have throat fucked me or
Clip it.
something. My throat.
Now, I was just thinking this in my head. They were talking about how these guys needed money for DabbleCon 1. DabbleCon 1 tickets, I believe, at the time. Okay, let's just throw a number out here and say, I have no idea. Maybe they got VIP. Let's just throw $100 a piece. All right, $200. OJ obviously didn't fly. He lives in Cleveland. He drove to DabbleCon, so he didn't need a flight. Kevin obviously needed a flight from, I think, Colorado State to Rochester. So he took that. And of course he got they ended up getting a hotel. They didn't get the hotel where they stayed wasn't at the where I think a lot of people stayed at the Strat. They stayed at a different one somewhere's, I don't know, a mile away or some shit like that. I don't know. So obviously the cost for that 3 days one room because they were splitting it. Let's say 300, 350. 550 plus flight, round trip flight. If they book their, okay, so like they're over $1,000 right now between the two of them. I think we know that Chandler gave them at least maybe allegedly, not Chandler, but like their donations I think exceeded the amount of $1,000 total from everybody. So right there, that covers, transportation and hotel and tickets for them too. What they used the money after that, like I said, did Kevin use some of that for his own dental work and XLR cables? I have no fucking clue. But again, whenever there's like money involved between you and someone else that you really don't know well, a guy that you do a stream with once a week for, I think at this point it was like 3 or 4 months they only know of each other. Whenever money gets involved in these situations, things always get very sketchy, and you don't know who's being honest. I mean, it always happens. That's why here at Date Night Live, funny before money.
Throw like right here, not here and not here, but
All right, this
right
thing you
here
do,
was so
this is-
fucked up for like
Bro,
5 days
all right.
afterwards.
We've all seen the movie Tommy
Inside.
Boy. You got to stop doing that thing. Not
Right
necessarily
here,
here or
yeah.
here. Right? You keep doing that, and it's fucking
Yeah.
driving me nuts. But
I,
also,
I'm,
Dr.
well, then
Alba-
I'm just gonna keep doing it if it drives you nuts.
Yeah,
I
please.
just
Keep
fucking
doing
tell
it.
me that. Don't tell me that.
I know. You're right. All right. I'm
Now,
sorry.
Don't tell me that, you piece of
Alvin
shit.
Lanker, really quick. Alvin Lanker, do you know about any sort of heartburn and like acid reflux? Do you have any?
Oh yeah.
Related to cyclobenzaprine, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like that's one thing that kind
and
of
alcohol, obviously.
Right. Like, that's what-
Alcohol absolutely cause some
Yeah.
gastric issues.
Yeah, especially
Plus, when
maybe
you're
if-
drinking, you're eating like shit. Probably some hot wings, some cheese
Oh, yeah.
fries, something
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Now,
cool. Was there anything? I mean, let's give Kevin. Was there any other points, or are we working through it? And again, but I
yeah.
want to just say really quick. I give you a lot of respect right now for standing on the fire, stand through the
Sitting.
fire, baby. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
sitting.
whatever.
But
Fuck,
you know,
go fuck
listen,
yourself. All right, so this is actually to Ski Mask. The reason I didn't go live the next day is because I was very hungover and very confused and still trying to get OJ to talk to me, and I was apologizing nonstop. I wasn't in any mood to kind of like address the public. I was trying to write things with OJ, and then I just went to back
I mean,
to
yeah,
DabbleCon.
that's understood. I was saying it more in a general sense of like, to try to clash the thing head on. But I can understand if you're there with a person who you haven't met in real life. Like, it's totally understandable. I'm just saying what I would have done, or at least try to do. Am I sitting here saying that's what I would have done? No. But we can all pretend to go back in conversations we've had and say this or not say that. So, it would have been nice if that would have happened, take
Sure,
control
but
of the moment, but it's hard when you're in the moment.
Yeah, and I was in a hotel, and I was fucking literally. I was just like, let me just try to salvage the rest of DabbleCon and try to have some fun because I was in such a shame spiral, and I was so embarrassed about everything I did that I felt so bad.
So, Kevin, can I stop really quick? And I'm not trying to
Sure.
jump on you, but what you've said publicly is that the first thing you did was start drinking.
Yeah.
And then that's the only cure for a hangover. Now, Dr.
Yeah.
Alvalenker, in your medical experience, is drinking alcohol the only cure for a hangover?
Well, just let me put a pin. I didn't have access to an IV bag. That would have helped as well.
Okay.
It's the only one I had access
besides
to.
drinking alcohol and an IV bag, are there other ways to feel better about yourself the next day after a long
Drink water.
night of drinking?
There are ways to actually even prevent the hangover before it ever happens.
Oh.
So, for example, they do have those chaser things where you're
Yeah.
supposed to take that after. That's
That's your medical advice.
Meth.
No,
there
no,
we
no,
go.
no.
Meth, but I
Saying-
took enough Adderall the next day. It did not help. I heard Xanax for some
Oh, no.
reason helps a lot of people with hangovers, but that's weird.
Or just
That's just
going to the gym and the
very
sauna and drinking some water.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do after I'm in a fucking shame spiral and I want to kill myself. I'm gonna go to the gym.
Yeah, you've never worked out. You've never worked out a hangover, bud. I'll tell you, man. I'm sorry that you haven't, because it's really good and good for you to go sweat it out and then do a sauna or some shit. You were at a hotel. Don't they have those fucking things?
It's not easy to do, but nutrition, and exercise will absolutely help you with a hangover.
I work out when I feel good about myself. When I want to kill myself and end it all, I don't go work out because I want
I don't know,
to
man.
end
If
it
you're
all.
having those thoughts, I don't think you should be drinking at all.
We're not-
But,
like,
hey,
hold on.
before,
Wait,
before
wait,
we
That's
skip
fucking
over-
hype. I'm not really gonna just slit. I'm just saying when you're like you feel that shitty where you're just like
we're gonna
this
get
sucks.
taken off
Dude.
YouTube for that. I think.
It's a fucking joke. I wasn't really gonna
Okay,
just
good. Thank
do
you
it.
That's a
saying
joke
that.
for the
Thank you.
movie
Thank
that
you, joke.
Stevie's
That's a joke.
writing.
I'm doing.
Yeah,
Holy
it's a joke.
Uh,
Hilarious.
hyperbole. Hyperbole.
God, that is
Well-
so gay. You can't talk about what you want to talk about.
I
Citizen
know.
M is in the chat, of course.
Really quick, can I put a real
Yeah,
quick?
so- what's
Like
up?
suicidal thoughts are very severe and not, unless we could joke about it. But
Yeah, it's
if
lame
anybody
as
out
hell.
there- Let me just get another disclaimer up really quick. If anybody in the steel toe, sorry,
come on.
schema, I'm so sure.
He just called it the show Steel Toe.
Right now, the ski mask community is feeling any bad thoughts. We have a helpline.
Drink and
here
driving
for,
competition. Oh,
I'm pretty good at
Let me
that.
Just pull this up real quick. It is 988 is the suicide and crisis lifeline. So you can just
Yeah,
dial
call 'em.
988
Couple good eggs over
on
there.
your phones if you are having any.
Is it star 988?
Self harm? I think you just call 988 kind of like you call 911.
You can text. You can
Oh,
text.
okay.
You can
988.
even
Yeah, give
text
'em a
too.
chat.
Text
Let's-
him. Okay, cool.
What if you're about
I
to
mean-
hang yourself and you're really fucking shaking and you accidentally call the police?
What if you just need advice on how to tie a knot?
That's probably a good thing too, because the police will show up and maybe stop you from hanging yourself.
Come on.
Or at least
You know,
they'll find your
they're
body.
gonna be
before-
taking-
No, they'll shoot you.
Be taking
Listen,
They'll
wages.
shoot you.
Listen, I've known folks who've taken their own lives. I have family friends who
Me too.
have like severe. It's a terrible thing that happens a lot to the like veterans too, which fucking really makes it seem so much tougher
Right.
for me to even like wrap my head around that these guys. I know why that these guys are having trouble out there. and stuff, but
PTSD.
It's
Yeah.
fucked up, man. So I don't know. I'm bad. I'm bad with my words. So,
So Kevin, one of the guys. in
Ah,
the
it's good for a
chat
comedian
really
to be
wants
bad with words.
know, once and for all, what exactly did OJ do wrong? Was it not answering the text or not, working with you around it? What it specific?
In my view, obviously, this is just my opinion. I think if it happened to me and it was a friend, the way I would have treated it, and this is kind of how I judge it on, is I would have been very mad, probably kicked his ass a little bit, made him pay to clean everything, endlessly ragged on him about it, and had fun with it. The vitriol and the malicious, the doxing, everything that comes out of it, I believe is because of how OJ framed all of this. And I
like
think
it's
he framed it
straw
as
man.
like this was some kind of purposeful thing that I did when it was completely just like when he woke me up out of this fucking, when I was literally blacked out pissing, I was so confused and like holding my head and so like sad about, like I knew this was a very, very bad thing that I did. So
hold on. So I gotta say something now that just came to me for the first time. Seriously,
okay.
You don't wake up from a blackout.
When somebody's yelling at you and you wake up,
No,
yes,
buddy.
yes, you do.
No. You could yell the fuck. You could yell the fucking ski mask face.
Stevie does have a good point here. If you're at the point where you're completely like, blacked out drunk, you don't remember what's going on, you're not gonna like, technically, wake up until like hours later, usually like the next morning, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? But remember, Kevin says that he remembers OJ yelling at him while he was pissing, when he was blacked out. So let's just get to it.
When he's blacked out, and that doesn't just suddenly snap him out of the blackout, buddy.
Yeah,
so
dude,
hold on, let me fucking finish. If you came out of some sort of blackout, then this may be a whole completely different fucking case here. We're just breaking this now. If you like, now I'm thinking about it. If you're in
Maybe
a
I
drug
was
and
sleep
alcohol,
pissing?
hold on, buddy, let me talk. If you're in a drug and alcohol blackout, you don't just suddenly snap out of that. That my doctor can tell me pretty quick. There's no way to like undrunk or unnarcotic yourself when you're in a blacked out state,
You're basically in a
I would beg to argue with that, because there was one time that I took the only time I've ever taken window pane mushrooms. And it's a whole long story. Me and my friend went on this boat. It's a whole long story, but we got caught on somebody else's boat. And we were fucked up like beyond belief. And when this guy caught us on his boat, we sobered up like I've never sobered up in my life, and that was from fucking window pane acid.
Psychedelic drugs are different than narcotics and
Sure,
alcohol.
but it is
So
possible.
Let's just
What
get
is
that
what I'm
fucking
saying?
out of the way.
I'm just saying it is not
Someone
beyond the
who
realm
knows,
of possibility.
Window pane mushrooms. I've never heard.
No,
of that
window
before.
pane acid.
Right. Well, just.
I don't know what
people
window
do-
pane mushrooms
people do,
are.
Well, people do drop acid on mushrooms, and that's a stupid thing to do. But
Oh,
I've seen
okay.
it. So, but you can't get dropped. Anyway, all right. I know about.
I can.
Sorry, I know about psychedelics. Sorry.
Oh, the doctor knows something.
I can relate to this. I've been on a large amount of LSD, and I was tripping balls. And when the cops showed up, I sobered up immediately.
It's so
and-
weird.
Yeah,
but that's
So
not what
I-
we're talking
okay,
about.
but-
Yeah, that's not what they're talking about.
We're talking about fucking muscle relaxers.
Let me tell you what I
alcohol.
remember. Let me tell you what I remember. I remember getting yelled at and waking up, literally pissing, and him going, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I know,
That's
but you
what I
don't
woke up
remember
doing.
anything in a blackout. Even if you
Yeah.
wake up, you don't remember.
Keep
That's
pissing.
the
You would have been
thing.
like, "Yeah, I'm pissing. What about
So-
it, motherfucker?"
How do I wake up pissing and I don't know that I'm even there?
We're gonna need.
That's then that.
How does that happen? How is
We're
that?
gonna need
I
Dr.
mean,
Steve. We're gonna need Dr. Steve.
I know,
to
we're gonna
answer
need-
that.
I'm
sorry,
sleepwalking.
doctor.
Am I sleepwalking? I've never done that before.
Maybe you were sleepwalking, dude. Listen, that would
Yeah.
take some heat off of you then, if maybe you were sleepwalking.
Thank
So,
you.
let's
Nikolai
not-
says it best. If you sober
No,
up,
I didn't
then you weren't
sober. I
fucking.
didn't. No, I didn't sober up. I woke up. I was still completely fucked up. I trust me because it took me a couple of minutes to like sitting down to even realize what the fuck just happened. I did not sober up. I woke up. The other story is when I sobered up from the acid thing. Trust me, this one I didn't sober up from.
Citizen M is autistic. I love him.
Citizen M is my boy. No, but I literally was like, I think I like went back and laid in bed and like just listened to him pack and was just like, I'm sorry. I think that's all I said until he left.
Can I really go back? Check in the chat. Someone made me crack. Decline host. I gotta give a shout out to my boy Decline host. He goes, "Y'all remember when Kevin Brennan called the Suicide
That was
Hotline classic
Yeah.
episode when Kevin Dumbfuck was just talking about something serious?" I laughed out loud reading that comment.
Yeah,
That was funny.
What did he
Oh,
do?
man. He just like had a conversation with the fucking suicide operator, and it was one of the least intentionally funny, but one of the most funny episodes in the
classic.
history of MLC. So
I've called suicide hotlines, and you know what? I've had some rough times. I used to be.
I guess we shouldn't laugh at that. Yeah, that's really bad of us to laugh
no,
at. I feel bad. Now I feel bad. Now he said that. Now I feel fucking.
It was my problem, my fault for first of all being on drugs and getting involved with a girl who totally fucked with my head. But no, you know what? I have.
That'll do
those
it.
suicide
was it
hotlines.
was it KB? Was it KB's fault for that whole thing? No, okay.
That bitch.
Yeah, I hope she's not watching this.
No, she's here in the chat.
She's in the chat. Oh shit! Can we edit this? Oh, fuck.
No.
I'm so sorry, KB.
Edit.
Those suicide hotlines are making me a little suspicious because they do ask you a lot of weird personal information.
Thanks, Chad.
Why
Sorry.
are you asking me this? But just for anybody who ever needs to call a suicide hotline, absolutely do it. Just lie to them about your
Are you
personal
saying,
information.
maybe, Doctor? Are you saying that there's some sort of suicide hotline industrial complex that we are
I think
all
there
not?
is some. I think they gather data and they probably the government probably ends up with it because they'll find out, this person is suicidal and he's thought about bringing a gun to school and killing all his friends. They probably, the suicide hotlines are supposed to be completely.
Okay, so I think we're gonna have to bring the doctor back for another episode where we go into just conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off there, doctor, but you were starting to fucking dive right off that deep end, which I love you for. But let's put the pin on
So
that.
basically, he thinks they're farming data from a suicide
Yeah, let's look at it.
hotline.
You
Yeah,
don't need to
that's
repeat-
interesting.
You don't
That's
need
interesting.
to signal. You don't need to rebroadcast what you just said. But I do love what you're going. Okay,
I don't understand this comment. Should I put it up, Stevie?
What do you got?
Citizen
Citizen
comment?
M?
I don't understand why that's a bad thing.
Honestly, I know Citizen M is a very vocal and active member of our community. I think he got one very funny comment in before, and let's keep.
No,
moving.
he's got a couple. I just like I.
No, let's keep moving then. Yeah, he
Citizen.
sits
Just
it.
so
He
you know,
loves the
that's
chat.
not a bad thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I appreciate
I hope I don't
Citizen M
piss him
trying
off. I hope I'm not
to
pissing
even
him
the
off.
odds a little bit.
So let's go back. Let's maybe finish, and I would like the doctor to stay with us for the rest of the episode if he's okay with that. But maybe let's kick out of this questioning.
we
Unless
said our
do you
piece.
have Kevin?
Look,
do you have anything else that you want to throw our way
let me
before
see.
we move out? I want to give you your chance to
he
really.
wants to do-
clear- clear
if
the
I
air.
was in his shoes, I would want to back out
Get the
immediately.
fuck
I
outta
want to
here.
talk about the boat. Who was the guy on the boat, and why were you on some other guy's boat? Huh? Were you guys doing a little wanky panky down there?
Forgive me if there was like a while there where I wasn't like pausing and interrupting, but just kind of like sitting back, just watching this, listening, letting it play, hearing these guys talk. I mean, obviously we know R.I.P. Ski Mask, but also Jimmy, if you are listening, yes, I did do what you probably think I was gonna do. So
I lived on a boat with my dad. So
Was your dad
Yeah.
you doing the shrooms?
Yeah,
no,
you
it was,
and
it was a just a friend that
big piece or what?
Oh, no, I didn't check him out at that age. I was still too weird about it, like it was all gay and shit. So
Oh, gotcha.
yeah, it wasn't sexually secure enough in my masculinity to just gaze at another guy's cock.
Yeah, I like how you use that word, gaze.
Yeah.
Get it?
You gotta fully take it in, right?
Whoa, I like
mean,
how you
so-
use that phrase, fully take it in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, Kevin, you said you had something else. If not, people in the
Oh,
chat,
yeah.
if you have anything else that hasn't been covered and you want it covered,
And then I think we
ask
can
now.
put this. Unless
Yeah,
Dr.
it's
Steve
to bed
comes
after
on,
this. Yeah.
Let's put it to bed unless we
I
get
would
Dr.
like.
Steve on.
There'll be
I would
jokes,
like to.
but there won't be no more
Yeah,
arguing.
Dr.
about
Steve
it.
is a legend, of course.
My last one. I think this was something that Ski Mask said, but something about my interaction with Be Dabbler, and you said
yeah, this is interesting.
like it was something about like should have had beef, and I was actually there to try to shake his hand and settle the beef, but it just didn't go that way.
Yeah, I mean we watched it last week, and you can still check out their quick interaction if you go to Be Dabbler's channel and watch his video that he did post DabbleCon. Like right in the middle of it, you see while he's like watching. I'm not sure who was doing karaoke, but Kevin like showed up with his hand out, and you could obviously tell looking at Kevin in that video that he was out of it, like he wasn't there. You know what I mean? And then obviously El Horrible told him to fuck off and get lost, and Kevin kind of walked out the door.
He just laughed at me and
Well,
made
maybe
a
in
whole bit of it.
hindsight,
I was
trying to
taking
settle-
your side in that point.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. I thought you were. Someone said I was trying. Like you should take a fucking fire extinguisher and spray him. But
Steve,
I was
I
just,
said that.
Yeah, I was
I
just.
said
I was literally just trying to. I'm not trying to have
And
like
that was the
drama and
next
shit.
day. That was
no,
the
that
next
was
day.
no, that was the day. That
Nobody-
was so right.
you-
no,
We can
no,
check
it
the
was.
message. The day I told you to do to hit him with to spray him with the fire extinguisher was the day of the dabbies because you got in touch
okay.
with us that morning. I checked in on you
I'm
the
sorry.
morning. We have a.
I
group
thought
chat.
I
I'm
thought
not
you
gonna bring
meant
it up.
like immediately after that. I should have grabbed the fire extinguisher and sprayed him or something. That's kind of how I
buddy,
took
no.
it.
And also, let's just say, maybe in hindsight, trying to go squash some beef when you're fucking flying higher than
I
you've
didn't
ever been in your
know.
life on.
Dude,
But you know what I'm
like-
saying when
yes.
you're flying high.
So according to Kevin, he was blacked out already while still at the DabbleCon event.
On
Absolutely.
painkillers and alcohol all day.
Maybe that's
shouldn't
why I
try
did
to-
it.
'cause,
Maybe that's
like,
why I
to be
did it.
honest,
Like I was feeling good. I'm like, hey, it's all love. We don't need any
But, yeah,
fucking beef.
you
Let me just go
sounded
shake
like-
his hand.
You sounded like a Fraggle Rock character. If you go back to that audio when you came in, you're like, "Hey, buddy," like you did some
Oh no,
voice
right
modulation there
after that.
only.
Right after.
Are we still on? It says we're still recording. Oh, we're there? I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm sorry, folks, if you're still here. Kind of skipped there. It's odd.
I think it's great. People are loving it. People are, a part of the dabble,
Look at that.
whatever. We had to
Look
get
at
into it
Cincinnati.
because, look, like we
Not gonna
say
happen.
all the time, Chad has his problems, which we'll cover every Thursday. But this week was slow. Perfect week to catch up on what may have happened between the host of the show and, when people are here, people aren't here, things get
Right, we
said.
had
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Not sure what exactly happened. Yeah, I don't know if we kind of lost connection there for a moment. Well, let me just refresh here to It is live now. All right, I do apologize. I'm not sure what happened, but I did just notice. I noticed on like another screen I have. Yeah, I think something with the internet possibly, but like the whole thing so far has still been recorded, or I never lost the connection on EVMux, I should say, but the YouTube thing I think kind of did have a little glitch, and I apologize, and I'm not sure how far back it happened, but we only got a few more minutes left of this video, and that will be it for tonight. I do apologize for that little hiccup there. It looks like, well, anything can happen when you're live, folks. Unfortunately, things do happen.
Fucking
Switched around.
doctor. Dude, we had a fucking doctor.
One way.
Ready?
Dude, I use it as all my advice. Is that wrong?
Okay.
I must.
Let me just rewind a little bit, just in case, 'cause I'm not sure when you guys kind of, I guess, lost me there.
Say I've had a similar experience on Coraceed and Cough and Cold.
Hey, look at who it is, everybody! Fuckface! What do you want to shake my hand for? Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, look at my eyes, dude. That was me fucking blacking out. That was like right as I was blacking
Why
out.
didn't you do this? You should have done that, bro. Why didn't you do that guy?
Hey, look at who it is, everybody! Fuckface!
Look at my eyes. Look, just Google it.
You're pale.
I don't-
You look like a dead body. You look like a
Oh,
walking
that's
dead
just the
body, bro.
lighting.
No,
just the lighting.
no lighting is gonna make you look like you are purple.
I just don't leave my eyes. My eyes were all googly and shit. That's how you know. That's how I know I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
One's pointing one way, one's pointing the other way.
Oh man, I don't even know if this is a good episode or not. I think it's been fun.
Oh, I think it's
don't know.
great. People are loving it. People, are part of the dabble,
Look at that.
whatever. We had to
Look
get
at
into it
Cincinnati.
because, look, like we
Not gonna
say
happen.
all the time, Chad has his problems, which we'll cover every Thursday. But this week was slow. Perfect week to catch up on what may have happened between the host of the show and, when people are here, people aren't here, things get
Right, we had a
said,
fucking
switched around.
doctor. Dude, we had a fucking doctor in the house, bro. We went from
Yeah.
Earl Skakel to a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows who the next guest could be on this shit. Now, I understand that the doctor, of course, may be in some of the podcasting stuff, but I think he told me earlier today you do want to give a couple of medical tips to the fine folks here listening at home.
Yes. I just want to say some of the drug.
Okay, honestly, the guy isn't a real doctor. Okay, I'm just gonna say that, folks. But he does have experience in the field.
That were used. I want to say people who experiment with alcohol. I just want to say, be careful because other drugs that you can mix with that can end up with fatal consequences. Don't drink grapefruit juice with cyclobenzaprine or Flexeril or alcohol. You can have a very bad effect. Or any cough medicine or Benadryl. Stay away from anything like that.
Hey,
because
Earl.
And also,
Sorry.
smoke Lucky Strikes to prevent lung fever and lung fatigue.
Wow. What year is this? This is
Lucky
1950s?
Strikes. Have yourself a Lucky.
Is that an
And
unfiltered?
Stay healthy.
Beautiful. I agree.
Lucky
Def-
Strike.
definitely
Recommended
smoke
by
Lucky
4 out of
Strikes.
5 doctors.
Exactly. I'm one of those 4.
Can we
Yes.
plug Dr. Alvalenker's Twitter handle?
Yeah, please, because I
Sure.
don't know why I couldn't find it. Do you have me blocked by chance? Maybe over some medical advice?
No, I have a new Twitter. I was banned from Twitter for about 4 years. I just got back on. My new account handle is at Alva ALVA 0894. So that's
Beautiful.
at Alva 0894. And you can
Alva,
check
do you
me
have a
out.
brother?
No, I don't. I
All right. Well, he didn't get what you were saying. Hey, listen.
But you can
I
also
just wanted to say,
Google me.
Yeah.
You can Google
Um,
Alva Lenker and find out all my stuff.
Yeah, I heard that besides a doctor, that you're also a musician. Can you maybe
Yeah.
tell us
Yes,
a
he
little bit
is.
about that?
Yes, with the fortune that I made practicing medicine, I've been able to purchase musical equipment.
We're almost done here. There's only a couple minutes left. Just gonna if there's any last minute things these guys discussed. If you are still tuning in, again, sorry about that little hiccup there a few minutes ago, but Things are back to normal. And following this, you all will be redirected to Jimmy After Dark live. You might have heard me mention him earlier today about he was the subreddit Surfing's producer, and he's going to be doing his own show very soon, I think. So we're going to send you all there in just a few.
I checked out the Isotopes the other day, and I gotta say, music is pretty good. You know, like
not
just
bad.
looking at musician. I don't know, Doctor. We could talk more about this later, but I will give a shout out to that band out in Rochester, called the Isotopes.
So Chad, next time you
despite,
review the
despite
band,
what Chad
play
said,
one
like
of their
does
hits.
Chad? Does Chad have like no musical taste?
Obviously
or,
not, dude. He's a rapper.
Okay.
Which, speaking of which, is
Right.
what we need to get into next.
He's a rapper?
We'll do a little bit of tease for next week's episode, but we will be going over and breaking down Chad's basketball career. So we got some inside information on
That's news
that.
to me. That's news
and
to me.
also,
did you guys
there
know that
was,
I was also a basketball player? So this will be fun.
Yeah. So apparently,
Great
he's really good at
cardiovascular
basketball, and he'll beat anybody in one-on-one. But here's an
Oh,
exclusive.
hold on. Sorry. All right, you know what? Do your exclusive first. But holy shit, go ahead.
What were you gonna say? It's my exclusive. Might not be as cool.
I will put $5,000 on the line against Chad Zumach in a one-on-one game of basketball.
Damn.
Clip it.
Like anywhere. I'll fly down to Florida for
Clip it.
something like that. But let's play a game of 21. You and I, street ball.
Street ball, 21.
$5,000 of my own money.
I don't think that ever happened. I know Chad ended up challenging Ray to a one-on-one basketball match, but Stevie, I never knew. I mean, yeah, the guy's obviously tall as fuck. Just because tall people don't necessarily make great basketball players, you know. But that would have been interesting to see Chad against Stevie Lou in a one-on-one. I'll still go with Stevie though, of course.
I will put on the line if it's not all your money, if you get a few folks to throw it in,
Yeah.
do it,
Crowdsource
buddy.
it.
Let's put the 5-on-5 one-on-one. Let's see who's better. Chad. I would fucking really enjoy playing street ball against Chad. Let me tell you, that would be fucking really good. I think people would enjoy what happens.
Amazing.
Again,
He's out there
sports-
putting up numbers. People are saying.
Sports
Well, I don't
like
know,
basketball,
if you know, he could-
hockey, great cardiovascular exercise, good for your heart.
Yes. Yeah.
He's got a
Absolutely.
lifetime membership to Equinox, so he's a picture of health.
Yeah, you think
He's
we get a new
he's
fucking
banned,
hat?
and he's banned from Planet Fitness. So hey,
Is he?
you know, well, that's where he stole those credit
Oh,
cards.
right, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
God. Wow.
Again, the show that we are watching is called Sad Chad. So like I said, these guys used to do like a weekly Chad weekly roundtable discussion.
Oh, son of Billy Wagner has unfollowed Kevin Dumbfuck for unfollowing him. Sir, you do not do that to Billy Wags. He is a staple in the SEC
That's our guy.
community. Yeah,
That's our
I went through and unfollowed like 90%
Yeah, but that's your
of the
problem.
people.
That's your problem, Kevin. That's
Nah,
your
it was
problem.
fucking up my timeline. I was just
Yeah,
tired
but
of
now
seeing
you're
everything.
fucking other people's timelines up, man.
Buddy.
Maybe they want to check out what's going on. They see you unfollowed them. They're like, who's
I
this?
I unfollow them. It doesn't screw up their timeline at all.
There's a mute button. Just mute them, buddy. Let me
Yeah,
just tell you,
dude.
from man to man,
Ah.
better off to just mute people than
Looks
do that little.
really whack.
It's kind of gay.
You know what else is whack?
Billy Wagner.
it was whack for me to follow
Whoa,
those
hold on.
fucking people in the first place. I don't need to see that shit.
Whoa! Don't talk about Sir Wags like that, dude.
Wait, did
Dude.
the doctor just
The
take a
fuck do
shot
I,
at Billy
fuck do
Wagner?
I need to see?
No. I said
In like a dream basketball tournament, one-on-one, you know what I mean? Let's say you got Ray, Stevie, Chad, Steel Toe. Who, let's say those are the final four, one-on-one. Who do you think's gonna go? Obviously Aaron, he talks about, he's a skilled player, he's a shooter. Can Aaron beat? I think Aaron could beat Chad. I'm not sure if Aaron could beat Ray. But you can't discount Stevie Lou's height. It's going to be hard to. You're going to have to shoot. You're going to have to shoot from the post against Stevie, so it's gonna be hard. Stevie will definitely make it to the finals. Aaron versus Ray. That'll be a good one. Don't worry, folks. It's like, yes, I might be stalling because in like a couple minutes of Jimmy's gonna
I
start.
said Billy Wagner was a great closer in the Major League Baseball. He played for the
Well,
Mets.
this is the
and
son of
Phillies.
Billy Wagner.
Yeah.
Mets were a great team. I know they're doing shit this season, but I think that's it, folks. Again, sorry about the little disconnect we had earlier. I don't know what happened. Because I got like another computer here that is like showing me like I guess you could call it the analytics of the YouTube thing. And I happened to look over and I saw it was like blank. And I was like, what the fuck? So I hit like the refresh button on that and it didn't come up. And then I thought, well, let me check it on another device. And it was just showing like the circle going around. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Then all of a sudden it just happened to pop back up, which is kind of weird. Because the EV monks I'm using here didn't seem to have a hiccup. So apologize. But yes, folks, that is it. That is the end of the Pissgate saga. Nevermore, ever again. Oh, good Lord, slide that up. Again, folks, thank you all for hanging out tonight. Yes, it was a solo show. Didn't really ask anybody to come on. Kind of just wanted, like old time's sake, here with everybody, just hanging out. Sorry there were no pig races. I know some of you guys want to talk about Dennis. It's because I didn't invite anybody. It wasn't just one person. Maybe next week. Next week there may not be a show. Possibly Rodney's. We're looking into it here. Gonna have to figure out one thing that I'm gonna have to try to figure out before I could definitely seal a deal and check it out Rodney's next week. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. I had fun. I'm glad to finally put this one in the books and move on. Obviously, the next topic of discussion, we're coming up on the birth of Tukey. That's definitely going to be interesting, but that's going to have to involve covering a little bit of Chad, and I personally don't really enjoy covering Chad. But we'll see what happens. I know other people have been mentioning doing like maybe an MLC thing, or maybe even talk about NLO. I can honestly sit here and tell you I have no clue what the next episode will be on, but definitely hit the bell, be notified when that does happen. For anybody that has become a member this week, there are membership videos behind the paywall. A good chunk of all the stuff we did on Hackmania you could check out there. Greatly appreciate it. And of course, Zumach Fears Cardiff, baby. The Belmont, that's happening near me again in early June. I don't know if I want to make another appearance there with my stupid sign, but maybe. Well, hey, hey man, I live it one day at a time, brother. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate it. Like I said earlier, you had many choices, but you chose to be here, and I am greatly thankful for that. But if you all do stick around after the end credits, you'll be redirected to Jimmy After Dark. I know he's going live. I know there was some action happening at the White House while we were live. So I think Jimmy might kind of give us a quick update on that. And until next time, folks, remember.
My name is El Horrible. Welcome to Be Dabblin Live, the only show in the dabbleverse who's not afraid to say that Kevin Dumbfuck is talentless.